day, another win. What up, y'all? It is JG. You know that because my name's right there. You also know me for my visage, as the French would say, and perhaps even my awesome background that even Jason Campbell recently told me was awesome. But you know that when Jason Campbell tells you that, then you know it's for real. Word, we have reason to celebrate today because the Auburn Tigers clinched, in my opinion, according to JG Tate, a berth in the NCAA Tournament with that win today against the hated Tennessee Vols. Auburn was a team in struggling, one could say free fall if you weren't inclined to be nice. Had lost 8 of 11 coming in and really had seen their postseason hopes kind of sliding a little bit. But played great in overtime against Alabama, ultimately lost that game. Played great today, particularly the last 7 minutes. The last 5.5 minutes of defense, the best defensive stretch that Auburn's played all year. And really turned around a game that I thought they were going to lose. I thought the defense really locked down. BP gave a lot of credit in the postgame to Zep Jasper for his individual work on Santiago Vescovi, the talented guard from Tennessee that had been tearing Auburn's, had been playing them very well. I'll leave it at that. Family show Saturdays and all. He had 21 points at about 6 minutes to go. Zep switched on to him in a substitution change, and Vescovi finished with 21 points. He was a non-factor late in that game, and Tennessee finished the game 0 of 7 from the floor, while the Auburn Tigers were 4 of 5 from the floor and did the job at the free throw line. So 79-70 is the final tally. A huge, monumental win for the Auburn Tigers. Let's talk about it in our safe space here. On the brain drain, went ahead and left the Deezer in memory of this year. Deezer, of course, those of you who are maybe new to the show or are just tuning in for this particular game, Deezer was a member of our community who really liked the brain drain. He thought that was a really cool thing that we started up in 2018, and he would call in and he would be part of the show. And he passed away approximately a year ago. And so we did the whole season, or we were doing the whole season in his memory and his honor. What an absolute stud he was. And is, because he lives on forever in our minds at auburnsports.com and on the bunker. Super chats coming in. War Eagle 0008, an all-timer. He's here with us all the time. A channel legend like no other. Finally, a big W. War Damn Eagle J, thanks for the show. Glad to have you here, sir. And yeah, glad to. Dadgummit, it's that red color again. I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. We're not doing red or orange. Okay, any other color, please. Give us something better than that, YouTubes. Queen Vic, I don't know about purple either. Purple's kind of annoying. I can't really read it. Queen Vic says, who's going to Nashville? I bet Scotty B in Tennessee's going to Nashville. Oh, yeah, I bet he's going to be there. I can damn near agree with that. I know that Stoltz is going to be our number one guy there in Nashville, and I would imagine Henri is going to go as well. So that's how we're going to handle that, at least from our status point. More red. We'll just let it go. Matthew M. checking in. Says, JG, about damn time. Huge win there. Mr. Monson, appreciate you, brother. And for all that you have done for my family and my daughter, who is a junior. In fact, she may be on the show today. She just got home for spring break. Her and her cat. Meow, meow. She was talking about being on the air today, so we'll see if she can sneak her in here. Auburn Dad for Life. One of our swoogans from the fall season. Says, JG, best hair on the air. Thank you. Appreciate you, yo. We've also got, of course, we got super duper legend, Why Not AU, a.k.a. Patrick D, is in the chat. We absolutely love that guy. He went off on our show the other day with the super chatting. Absolute legend, of course. Cleveland Brown. Yes, War Damn Eagle, he says, stay hydrated. How about them AU Tigers? Cleveland, I wish you had been with me last night. I did a little bit of drinking and didn't hydrate quite as well as I could have. I will leave it at that. Also got a super chat coming through from Feel Like a Stranger, who is a bunker legend and also one of our favorites here on the channel. Word up, War Damn Eagle, LFG. Huge dub today. The starters crushed it, and the Hebrew Hammer threw it down. Yes, Lior. What a man. 2 points, but what a 2 points it was, right? Had the dunk, which they believed on the radio network to be his first dunk in college. He can definitely dunk. I've seen him do it in practice a bunch. He just hadn't had an opportunity. He didn't play that much. And then, he's just not usually someone who's going to the hole. But, man, he made it work today. A little two-handed flush, a little Bill Cartwright like in the old Bulls-Lakers games on Sega Genesis. I know that's going back for you youngs, but we used to play that a lot. He also says, much love, Swoogans, Drainers, and Tates, especially Mama T. Thank you for that. I would assume she's doing good today at the nursing home. I was there yesterday afternoon. Not today. I told her I had a big game against the Tennessee Volunteers, and she said, I hope the Auburn Tigers win. That's when she hopes the Auburn Tigers win, that's good news for BP and the boys. I'll say that. Auburn Dad for Life throwing up an RIP for Deezer. What a stud. Yeah, and also Hornatius says mid-January 2022 for Deezer. So, yeah, time flies a little bit. Whale Driver jumping in. What a stud. Here for the start, and I'll be around enjoying some bourbon when there are dozens left. Hey, guys, can we get a laugh for that? Come on. Yeah, of course we get a laugh for that. Yes, we do that part of the show when there's dozens of people left. Usually it's when Courtney and I are just talking about whatever. Some people enjoy it. We enjoy doing it, so why not? But usually here at the start of the show, we talk shop. We get serious about stuff. Stu Pup has super chatted every single show. He is truly a channel legend. He's an auburnsports.com legend. Says, that was fun. Had forgotten what fun felt like. Stu Pup, of course, had a hard time. He loves Auburn, first of all, and he loves Auburn basketball, but he was just getting a little disheartened with the way that Auburn couldn't finish out games. We talked about it on the show after the Alabama game, that they just got to get better at toughening up, and it isn't necessarily just at the end of games, it's at the end of halves. And Auburn kind of slipped a little bit there at the end of the first half, although Wendell's three off an out-of-bounds play with 1.5 seconds left kind of salvaged that. And I wonder if going into halftime, because if he had not hit that shot, I think Tennessee had been on like a 9-0 run or something like that. So that three kind of broke the spirit a little bit for Tennessee. I mean, you're going into halftime, who really cares? But I think from an Auburn perspective, you go in saying, okay, we got this down to whatever it was, 4 or 5 points. And we just kind of get moving. And they did. Auburn started off the second half hot. They outscored them, I think, 11-2 to start. And then Vescovi kind of got hot, and that left-handed dude hit a few as well. And Tennessee got back ahead, and I was like, uh-oh, here we go. But they really locked down that last 5.5 minutes. I do have a game wrap up at auburnsports.com on the front page if you guys want to read that while the show's going or whatever. And in that, I gave Wendell a whole lot of credit. BP has said many times, we go as Wendell goes. And I thought Wendell played a tremendous game today. He did all of the things that he's good at, and he avoided the things that he's bad at. And one of the things that I was very interested in with this game was Wen is a small dude. Diminutive is the word I like to use. And he has struggled in the past going against guards that are longer and taller. Alabama was a good example that really kind of hemmed him in, and he has a hard time getting away from them. Well, today he was going against a Tennessee guard lineup that's very tall with Julian Phillips. They had their little point guard got hurt. He's out for the season, so they had a much taller point guard come in and play for him. And I thought Wendell's going to have a hard time here. But the way they fixed that were a couple ways. First of all, the passing tempo was much better today. So Wendell never found himself, just a few times early on in the game, but after that, he never really found himself stuck. That pressure would come up on him, and he would either get away from it more quickly than he had before, or he'd pass it. And overall, the passing tempo just helped them avoid getting stuck from a defensive perspective, for Tennessee's perspective. They couldn't get their claws on Auburn very much because the ball was moving. And look at these numbers. 18 assists, 6 turnovers for Auburn. To have a 3 ratio for the whole team is insanity. And particularly for a team like Auburn that tends to get a little dribbly. Kyle L., a.k.a. Crocodile, he knows what I'm talking about. We talk about it on the bunker a lot. They get a little dribbly, and they get a little stagnant, and it's frustrating. But today, tempo was incredible, and it just overwhelmed Tennessee. Tennessee is a team that is a very good defensive team. And remember, just 1 month ago, Auburn went to Knoxville feeling like they had a good idea what to do in that game and scored 43 points in a loss. They score 79 today against the same team. And the meaning of this game, massive. Again, Auburn's on a slide, lost 8 of 11. You finish out the regular season with a win over the number 3 net team in the country. I know that they're a little overrated. I don't think Tennessee's quite that good. But bottom line is, that's a big game from an NCAA tournament perspective. So I think this game clinches an NCAA tournament berth. And from this point forward, I think they're just trying to move up a little bit. I think at this stage right now, they're probably a 10. in the NCAA tournament, and if they can get a couple wins in Nashville, I think you could make a jump up to like an 8. I think 7 is the absolute best. They would probably have to get to the title game to get in contention for a 7, which would be really tasty. But hey, at least you're in, and that's a big deal. It's still Auburn basketball, guys. I mean, that's a big deal. Big deal. Those of you who are my age, I'm 50, we have spent a lot of Auburn basketball seasons just absolutely stuck in the suck. So the fact that this team's going to get in the NCAA tournament and get 20 wins and go 10-8 in league, despite all of its shortcomings, is pretty damn impressive in my opinion. I think BP and his staff did some really good coaching this year, some of their best coaching. We could argue that maybe some of their roster management. Oh boy, did I mess that up? Kyle, I'm sorry if I messed that up. I think I get a little loco sometimes when I'm on the air because my interns don't really get much done. I apologized after my rants in the after the Alabama game, so we'll just leave it at that. Anyway, Kyle L., I'm glad you're here, bro. Yes, Blake R. from Maryland, one of our all-time favorites. How could you not love that guy in that outfit he's got there? Says JGT Ward M. Eagle, that's the way to close a season. Tourney time. Let's raise our Burbs glass and celebrate. You know what? I would love to do that. And guess what I have today? I mentioned this in the pre-show. I've got a Huling Station single barrel. This is Tennessee, okay? This is Tennessee, which I generally don't do. You guys know how I feel about that. I'm a Kentucky boy. I was born in Kentucky. But we're going to try this Tennessee. I don't know if my main man, AU Taxman, has had this. But anyway, Huling Station single barrel. What's the age statement on this bad boy? 110 proof. Ain't too bad. 5 years. Kind of dark for 5. So we'll see. It's from Memphis. Let's give it a lick. Open up, you little bastard. Of course, you're going to be drinking out of our Commodore glass. The only other ones out there are Swoogan glasses, but they're all super powers. They grant the drinker superpowers, the ability to drink bourbon any day of the week. Cheers. Let's see what we got there. Ooh, it's kind of sweet. Got a little bit of heat on it, too. Interesting. Kyle L. jumping in. We'll just call him Kyle L. He says, damn it, donates a McDonald's combo meal. So okay. I got you. Now I see where you're coming. I missed that part in the chat. I apologize for that. Crocky Poo is a Kyle. I don't know if, I can't remember what he comes through as. I forget. But I'm glad to have met you a year ago. And you correctly, I was actually thinking about you the other day, bro, because when you had gotten a beer in Greenville that was like a robot beer. Remember that? We were talking about that. And I was like, you go, this is going to break out. It's going to be a big deal. And I thought, no, this is kind of like a sideshow. Well, sure enough, we went to Houston a couple weeks ago, and the airport bar had the same deal. Like the beers are robot made. And I thought, damn it, Lewis was on top of that years ago. Patrick P. thinks that 3 that Wynn hit at the half, that little corner 3 off the inbounds play it turned the game around. I looking back on that, I think you might be right. I don't know I just think it was an important moment. Yeah. Sam H. says holding Plavšić and their bigs in check was huge. That dude, I wish that dude played at Auburn because to me, he's like a better version of Dylan. He's not very skilled, but he's very powerful, and he does not give a shit, right? So I love that about him. I would fear him. I would think he would be the kind of guy that would punch you right in your dick and say it was somebody else's fault. I don't know. I kind of like having guys like that on my team. Not a whole team of them, just a couple. Like a Rasheed Wallace, maybe a Bill Lambier. And I would never say Christian Laettner because that guy sucks. But sometimes you need a bad guy. Mega jumps in. Mega Tiger finished us out with a super chat in the last show, and then here he is on the front end. We love it. Mega Tiger, thank you very much for your support of what we're doing here. Corey Dubb is in the chat. Corey Dubb, I partied with him last night. He and his wife, whose name I will not say on the air, but had an opportunity we party with him pretty much every other weekend. And he can absolutely drink it. I mean, when he wants to. Let's see. J.O. says, Plavsic naturally sucks at everything offensively. He has a big body, and that's all. Wish we had Cardwell for the day because he can get physical with him. Yeah, Cardwell's not a wuss at all. But I just like having those guys that don't care at all. Pocket Watch says, finally a fun win now at Jane B. Moore, watching the ladies take on South Alabama, South Alabama's pretty good in softball, except for when they're playing against Maddie Penna, because she absolutely dominated them yesterday. 7 innings pitched, I think 3 hits allowed, 0 walks, and 11 Ks. I've described her previously as Nolan Ryan, and Nolan Ryan walked a lot of people when he was pitching, although he was very, very nasty. And Maddie Penna does not do that. So I've got to find a better comp. Maybe Bob Gibson. I don't know. I got to find a stud, badass pitcher, like all-timer pitcher who didn't walk people very much. Greg Maddux, but I don't know. She's not like Maddux. She throws really hard, too. So maybe Randy Johnson. He walked a lot of people, at least early in his career, too. Anyway, I'm getting too far down the baseball thing. Hornatius jumps in, says, I would make out with Blake R. I'm going to give you one of these right there. I don't know if Blake R is interested in that, Hornatius. I don't know if you get your wife's permission. Ravine in the house as well. Ravine, of course, one of our all-time favorites and an absolute stud. Missed the game today. Rumor is he's coming to the Mobile event we're going to have in April. Missed the game today. Happy to hear about the win. Are we on track for a run now? Can we sustain this level of play? Wardham Eagle, great question, Ravine. I think they can. I do think this is an emotional ball club. Wendell is an emotional person. Janai is somewhat emotional. Zepp is somewhat emotional. Al's not. KD, of course, very, very emotional. And if this whole group kind of gets going the same direction, we know they're capable of stuff. We know that. Kyle Ellis, Peyton Marshall, the Auburn commit who plays at Kell High School up in suburban Atlanta. Says he's a beast, 6'11", 305 pounds. That is a very, very conservative, very friendly weight on him. I think he weighs probably a little more than 305. When I talked to him last summer, he was at about 330, I think. Now understand something. He's a massive dude. I mean, if I was 330, it'd be bad. He's like a whole person taller than me. But it's always a weight with him. It's always going to be a weight with him. Let's see. Alpha Tiger says, can Stoltze be summoned to go to Plainsman Park and provide baseball updates in BMAT's absence? His over 1 record be damned. Ravine, I do think this team can get on a run. I don't think this team's equipped to beat consistently the top teams. I just don't think so. So, I think Auburn could beat Alabama. They came damn close to beating them the other night, but if you played them 10 times, Auburn wouldn't win very many. So, and I consider Alabama a pretty top team. Anything short of that. Now, I haven't looked at the bracket, so BP thought post-game that they were probably going to be a 7, is what he was thinking. So we'll just kind of see how this plays out. I think they're going to be a night game regardless. I think it's going to be either the 7 o'clock game or like the 9:30 game or whatever, 10 o'clock game. Sam H says, is Chris Stapleton playing in the background, JG? Like right now? Can you hear something? I don't think so. If it is, it was not done on purpose because I don't really know who that is. I think that's a country singer, though. I do know that. Yeah, there's Pocket Watch right there. What a stud that guy is. Kyle says, my friend told me that Kyle is a male Karen. No, that's not true. You have been miscast. I'm not saying they were saying that about you specifically. You were just saying about the name Kyle, but Kyle to me is not that bad. I'll prefer Jay myself, but I know a lot of good Kyles, a lot of cool guys. Bryce G jumping in. Haven't seen him since football season, but I love him. I bet he's here all the time. Just hadn't seen him. Predictions for who is still on this roster fall of 23. Great question, Bryce. Let's bounce over to guys. Seriously, can we get our basketball shit up here, please, if you don't mind? There is our array right now for scholarship people. All right, okay, so I think that this is just me talking. Why is my camera so far over? Sorry, there we go, guys. This is just me talking, all right? I think Wynn's going to be gone. I think Zepp's going to be gone. I think KD might be gone. I think Simo, he'll probably be here. Flanny. I think Flanagan will go pro. Jay will be back. Traore be back. Broom will be back. Cardwell back. Stretch gone. So that frees you up from 1, 2, 3, 4 holes there. And you've only got 8 incoming in. So that gives you some room in the portal. Now, that is a controversial point that I make about Wen, because Wen is the star of this team, so to speak. Although you can make the argument that Jalen or Janai are also the star of the team, but in my opinion, I think it's Wen. But I also think Wen is a frustrating individual player because he doesn't show up sometimes, and he's got some real shortcomings that you can't get over. Kyle L. also, when he was mentioning Peyton Marshall earlier, thinks that he will be our next Cardwell in 2 years. I think they're hoping for something a little better than that. But he's an interesting case. He's just so damn big, 6'11", 325 or so, and he's just like a tractor trailer in there. They think that he will get thinner and then, be more of a traditional, what I call a traditional Pearl 5, who can run the floor a little bit. He's got some work to do on the weight, I'll just say that. We also got Reynolds W. Well, I can say his name, Reynolds Wolf, here with us tonight. Reynolds, I don't know if you guys are Weather Channel fiends like I am, but he is a personality, or he's a meteorologist, but he's also a personality on the Weather Channel, who often works with the lovely Kelly Cass in the mornings. So if you see Reynolds Wolf there on the Weather Channel in the mornings, just know that though he did not go to Auburn, he is an Auburn guy and has always been an Auburn guy. I believe he went to Mississippi State and Jack State, I think. I could be off on that, but he grew up here a little bit north of Montgomery. And the guy's an absolute legend. Reynolds says thoughts on Traore's minutes. Yeah, it was nice to see Yo get some run. He had 8 minutes today, either mostly or all in the first half. Had 2 rebounds, 0 for 1 shooting. Really wasn't a factor at all. But sometimes you just got to eat up minutes, man. It's kind of what you got to do sometimes, particularly when Dylan is out. You got to do something there. Let me get back over to our basketball show. Where did you go, Big Daddy? This is why I need better interns. There we go. Let's see. Kenny is drinking the Four Roses Single Barrel. What a great choice, man. One of the... when we do our blind taste tests, that's one that scored very high with us here. Us and and Denton's mom and dad that live across the street. We actually did a tasting last night. I did a mystery tasting. I gave them Denton's mom and dad plus Courtney. I gave them 3. I call them vials. They're like little things about this big with bourbon in them, with just the number on top. And I gave them 2 expensive ones and 1 cheap one to see if they could figure out which one it was. Denton's dad did get it right. He knew what the cheap one was, and then Courtney and Becky missed it. But the 3 I gave them were the good one. Well, the 2 good ones were the Willet 8-year weeded, so it's like a black wine bottle with the purple top. Everybody liked that one. That was the top-rated one by the group. And then the other expensive one was, I'm forgetting now. I know the other expensive one was Triple Stay Finish from Bardstown Bourbon Company, which is I think it's a distillery exclusive. It has like a gray label on it. And people thought that one was solid. And then Rebel Yell Distillers Collection, which costs about, I think, $40 at ABC. I happen to think it's pretty damn good, but they, on the blind test, did not like it very much. They thought it was a little funky. I hate funky bourbon, so I feel like I would hate it. But I enjoy drinking it. I don't really get that. Let's see, people asking or talking about Auburn Dad for Life, throwing up some prayers for him. I did not check that in the chat, so I'm missing that one a little bit. I'm sorry about that. I will check that out a little bit later. He's a stud. He's one of the Swoogans for sure, and I'll be checking on that also. Whale Driver says Ole Miss is currently leading Missouri by 2. We would move up if they lose. Vanderbilt, if Vandy loses tonight, I'm not sure about the 3-way tiebreaker. We play at 6 if we're the 7 seed. Yeah, all I knew was that BP said he thought they would be a 7. So let's see. Chip says, what exactly is JGT's full name? J-Lord? Jason? Jay? Has he ever told us? It's an interesting story that we'll tell you at some point. My name is J.G. Tate, though. It really is. Middle name is Gregory. But for the longest time, I'm telling the story now, for the longest time, everybody in my family called me Jamie. And so until I went to college, I thought my name was Jamie, honestly. And I thought my real name was Jamie. And so when I became a member of Pi Kappa Alpha, Phi Phi Ka, I got a membership card, and on the membership card it says Jamie G. Tate. And so it came to my house in Tulsa where we all lived at the time. And my mom goes, "Who the fuck is Jamie?" I go, "That's me. You guys have called me this my whole life." And she goes, "Your name's not Jamie. Your name's Jay." So that was an interesting conversation. Sometimes this stuff happens. Reynolds did ask a question earlier I want to get to, but we got a couple super chats here. He says, "Did someone mention Dentone's mom?" Here we go. Here we go. We were partying with them last night, Corey as well. They left a little early. That happens sometimes. I don't know if Cuz can go late, man, the way that we do, but it's cool. We close that. I was going to say a bad word. We close that place down oftentimes. The Tates, also the Webbers, do a nice job. We have closed that place down a number of times. Armor Dad for Life, who I was just the aforementioned, says he's sipping Maker's Mark in my swoogan I won, and love JG. The show as always. Oh, love the show, JG, as always, and Auburn fam. What a stud, man. I knew he had a swoogan. Maker's Mark is a really, really good bourbon. It's one like, my problem with Maker's Mark is when I was in college in Kentucky, like everybody drank Maker's Mark because at the time, all these craft bourbons that you have now, they didn't really exist. Like to me, all you had, this is in the early 90s, was like Maker's. They had a Maker's Red and a Maker's Gold, and then they had like the Tennessee Swill. I'm not even going to say the name of it. And then you had Blanton's. But Blanton's at the time was like $50, and it was like, sheesh, you know, I mean, that's expensive as hell. I mean, for me, I was struggling to get like going to White Castle and shit, you know, try to eat that little combo there. It'd be like $4.50, and it'd be like scrounging for money, you know. So there was no $50 bourbon in my house or in my dorm room or whatever. We would be drinking Makers, and so you know how it is in college. You're making a lot of bad decisions, and you're drinking stuff you shouldn't. I mean, I don't know. So anyway, I've kind of come back around to Maker's Mark, and it's delicious. John David L. says Maker's 12-year. Maker's 12-year. Do I know what that is? Maker's 12-year is the best. That sounds pretty damn good to me. I don't know what that is right off. So Reynolds was asking, as I mentioned, Jay, if you had to choose one bourbon for the rest of your life, what's the choice? Shit, man, that's tough. I mean, if it's anything that's out there, you know, regardless of price, that like the bourbon god was just going to bestow upon me, like infinite number of cases, would have to say that my favorite bourbon is Parker's Heritage Double Barreled. So it's like the 2023. I think it might be the 2022 expression now that I think about it. They change it every year. And that Double Barreled Parker's is the best I've ever had. That's one of the bourbons I've had that's expensive, but it's really actually very, very good. So I would consider that one. If it was one that would I'll give you one that you can find at ABC. If it was one of those kind of deals, I would probably have to say like these Makers, the stave, like the specialty stave finish, if you get the right ones. I personally helped pick the one that's called the Montgomery one with Maker's Mark. But my guy up there who runs Charred Oak Spirits, he has one up there. I forgot what the name of it is. I've got it behind me. But some of those Makers stave series are really good, and they're not really expensive. So to me, that would probably be the winner, Reynolds. Kind of bringing it full circle. Because again, I made a lot of bad drinks and drank way too much of that Maker's Mark when I was young, and I got sick of it. Now I've come back to it, and I like it. It's a little sweet, but I like it that way myself. Let's see. D. Lucky says, I've met Dentone's mom, a.k.a. Becky, a quality lady in all aspects except she is a BAM. Well, okay, first of all, you're right. Quality person, BAM. But she's in that little 5% group of people that actually graduated from Alabama, so she's very, very rarely annoying about Alabama. In fact, I'm not sure that I've ever heard her be annoying about Alabama. If it's happened, it's been a long time. And you know what I'm talking about, guys. Like the Bammers that you hate are usually the ones that didn't go there or went there and flunked out because they're goofers. And the ones that actually graduated from there don't give you shit. Like because they're like rational, learned individuals. I don't know. I mean, if you're asking me who I'd rather hang out with, the answer is Auburn people. But you can't live your life like that. You have to deal with Bammers. And this brings me to another point when everybody assumes that I hate Bammers. But I don't hate Bammers. What I hate are dogs. Because Georgia fans, to me, are worse than Bammers. Honestly, and I say this as a UK graduate, UK fans are worse than Bammers, I think. And I would rather hang out with Alabama fans than Tennessee fans. Because they're terrible. Horrible. 148 says, can't stay up hooting with the Owls if you can't get up and soar with the Eagles. Hey, man, I've been lifting weights. I was telling Corey about this the other day. This is just finished week 3 of like an actual weight training system or whatever. Schedule, however you want to look at it, because I just want to do it. My mom's freaked me out because she's gotten so weak, and I realize she's 80 years old and I'm not 80, but I don't ever want to be in a situation where I'm that weak. So I've been lifting weights, man, and I've been really enjoying it. I sleep so much better. Let's see, AU Taxman. Also, by the way, Hunter 48. You guys, I mean, obviously he's a legend on the site because of his Know the Enemy pieces, and also just because he's an awesome poster that talks about football because he knows football. And he's now again a head coach at a major school here in the state. But you would be terrified of him. He literally looks like a superhero, like that scary, like the Incredible Hulk type guy. But he's cool. He's not an angry person at all. He's just very large and intimidating. Well, he's not tall large. He's just, you know what I mean? He just looks like somebody would just kill you with one punch, but I don't think he would ever do that. Auburn Dad for Life says he's going to hit me up with the DM. Oh, Jackson and Mobile, I got to get to you. I just want to check this out. He says, JG, I'll hit you up on DM, tell you about what's happening. My youngest son. Because I don't want, yeah. Okay, cool. Let's do that. Some super chats coming through. Oh, Shaw is in the, oh yeah. What's up, Shaw? I know what you're talking about there, buddy. I did 2 full initiations as the SMC of the Kappa chapter of Pi Kappa Alpha. By the way, happy Founders Day to you, Shaw, because that was on March 1st. We were born on March 1st of 1868. We were born in 1868, the 1st of March that year. That's how the song goes. Yes. Glad to see some fellow Pikes in the chat. Mobile alum who went off super chatting the other night. We love her. She's incredible. Says, hey, JG, finally got a W. Who's leaving after the season? Yeah, I think we just addressed that. I do think, again, it's kind of a weird take, but I think Wynn moves on is just my opinion because I don't understand how they're going to run him and Aiden and Trey because Trey, he needs to be here. Trey is a great backup point guard because he gives you something different. So I love Trey Donaldson, and I think BP loves Trey Donaldson. And so you add Aiden in there, and I don't think Wynn's a 2. I just think Wynn's going to be gone. So I think Wynn's going to be gone. I think Katie's going to be gone. I think Al's going to be gone, and he's going to go pro. And then Stretch is going to go. So you got some spots there. Jackson S. jumping in, who finished out a couple shows ago with some super chats. We appreciate you, bro. He's in Aspen, Colorado right now. But had to check in. Who do you want to see in Thursday in SEC tournament? You want to play Bama a third time? I do. Devilhead. I want to see Auburn. I don't know who I want to see. I'm not looking at the bracket, so I don't even know who's possible. I mean, Auburn's best matchups are probably LSU. I mean, I know LSU's not very good. They played great against LSU. They played great against Missouri. I think that they would have a lot of success against Florida. The team that, and if that stud player Nick is playing for Arkansas, I know he was playing. He's now playing, I guess. Maybe he's back, or I don't know if he's playing every game now. You guys might know more about it than I. Nick Smith. If he's playing, I don't want Arkansas. If he's not playing, I'm not worried. Let's see. Hornatius, when Reynolds was asking about one beverage he could have, one beverage I could have all day, Hornatius says he would choose Thunderbird instead of bourbon because he says bourbon is grody. Man, we give him a thumbs down for that.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
Yes, those are the takes from Hornatius. Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit. Let's see. Cassidy P., one of our legends from the greater Atlanta area, says the terribleness of other SEC campuses is definitely relative. Never hated Georgia. until living in Atlanta. I can't stand Georgia fans. I really can't. Interestingly, the guys who run our Georgia site over there at the Dog Vent, Roddy and Dash, Jed May, they're great guys. I get along great with them, and I really, really like them. It's odd because their people hate Auburn and our people hate them, but we get along real good. Mega Tiger says 85% of Bammers couldn't find Tuscaloosa with a map. Such a pathetic group, right? I mean, you're probably about right. Jeffrey Lee used to do this little gig when we would be out together, and there'd be some Bammer person. He would always be like, "Shit, I forgot. Who was that coach before Saban?" And they'd always just be like, Bear Bryant. You know, like, no. The guy right before. I mean, these Bammers don't know anything. It's just Saban. You know what I mean? It's just Saban. Mobile Lum jumped in with another super chat because that's who she is. She's a multiple super chatter. Who are we going after in the portal? That would be let's not do that. Can't do that yet. As far as like names, because that if you were to be doing that right now, that would be tampering and it would be a bad situation for Auburn. So I'll keep quiet on that one. I will say that they have, and they are continuing to put together a list of players who are likely to enter the portal based on where they're playing, how much they're playing, the numbers they're putting up. You can kind of predict a lot of them. And so they already have those scouting reports ready to go. So they know kind of ahead of time, if this guy pops, he's somebody we would be interested in. But as far as, that's not something that I would put out there because I don't want to get them in trouble. Farm Data, absolute stud. Shows up and drops the big ones like this. He says, I hope Bama meets a pissed off Murdaugh in the NCAA tournament. Ooh. Boy, Murdaugh had a tough go of it yesterday, right? Life in prison without parole, and that judge was not having it. He was not having it when dude stood up for his statement and said, I didn't kill my kids, or my kid and my wife. That judge wasn't having it. Boy, if there's been a tougher admonishment from a judge, in a televised proceeding like that, I'd like to see it, because the only thing left is to pull a bat out and just whoop his ass right there. That judge absolutely tore him up. And I mean, the guy's a murderer, so, it's all good. Farm Dad, I appreciate you, man. Great bunker. Supporter of the channel. Always has interesting things to say. Oh, yeah. It's really the best part of the job, really, being able to interact with folks. I mean, seriously, it is. Canoeman jumping in, apologize for my tardiness. Smash the like button. Thanks. We only have 27 likes on 5,000 viewers. That's not enough. Mobile Alum got a kick out of Farm Data's comment as well. I feel like he's done that before. Farm Data's jumped in with some one-liners like that. Alpha Tiger says, has Jay Lee apologized for doxing Grizzly Adams yet? That was, again, that's something that happened in a whole other world, right? That happened over at the on another site where Jay Lee's at. And, Jay Lee runs the show over there. Hoke works for him, so I don't know. I know vaguely what happened on that, and all I say is that, we're glad to have Grizzly over here, and period. That's all I'm going to leave it at. Let's see. Feel Like a Stranger says he was no Judge Ito. Man, you're going back a few years on that one. He is Judge Ito presided over the criminal trial for OJ. Let me rephrase that. OJ's first criminal trial for the murder. He was kind of soft, wasn't he? He was just kind of like, that old dude in South Carolina was not soft at all. Sam H says the portal hasn't opened yet. That is absolutely true. It will open soon, but we're not there yet. But this is going to be a very, very big portal season for the Auburn Tigers, because you've got good pieces, I think, that are going to be back, right? You got Janai back. You got Jay Will back. Big, big players who still have a year, another year of development. I love the way Jay Will's playing right now anyway. And I really like the way Janai's playing. He got hit pretty hard on some ticky-tack fouls at Alabama. Is that fair to say? I don't necessarily think his fifth one was ticky-tack, but some of the other ones were. I think the fifth one was just a bad turn of events for him, was just kind of a weird twist. And I do think that Javon Quinterly should have been teed up for throwing the ball or attempting to throw the ball at his head. I mean, you could tell what he was trying to do, right? But anyway, Reynolds says, for all that is holy, please smash the like button. See what I'm talking about? Thank you for the support. We're already up to 37 likes. Thank you to Kanuman and also Reynolds Wolf. Let's see. Mega Tiger says, can we bring Jeffrey Lee home? A GoFundMe? Hey, man, I mean, I think he's doing real good over there. What I've kept up with him at, like the stuff that I see on Twitter. I don't get on their site, but I do read his Twitter stuff comes by. And, he's over there. He's got Hoke working for him. And I guess it's a good life. He's doing good. I know he was on vacation a couple weeks ago. He went where I told him to go. As we had a conversation, he knew that I go down to the Caribbean a lot. And so he's like, hey, yo, what should I do? And I gave him a spot. His girl, Jessica, wanted to go to Mexico, and we've been to Mexico a bunch of times. So I set him up with the place, and it turned out really good for them. They had great weather, and he had a good time. So that's what I like to hear. Jay Lee deserves to have a good time, man. A couple other things I want to mention basketball-wise. Some of these numbers just stuck out to me. So the end of the last 5.5 minutes of the game, Tennessee goes 0 of 7 from the floor. 2 turnovers. Auburn gets 7 defensive rebounds. They get 1 OR. That is absolutely just shutting them out, man. That's just cutting them off. That's like John Wayne Bobbitt style right there. Just over. Auburn shot 57% from 2, 36% from 3, and 75% from the free throw line. And in a rare twist, I know we're all shocked to hear this, Auburn attempted more free throws than an opponent. How can you believe that? The SEC office is fucking pissed, I'm sure. Sankey is on the horn right now with that officiating staff saying, never again will this happen. Not as long as I'm commissioner. Auburn shot 20 free throws. Tennessee shot 19. There's some very upset people in the SEC office, I'm sure. Anyway, Auburn goes to 3-9 against quad 1 opponents. So they were 2-9 coming in. That's a big win for Auburn. Because, again, Tennessee was 3 and Auburn was 36, I think, in the net coming in. They will not be 36 coming out of this game. So they're 3-9 in quad 1, 6-1 in quad 2, 8-1 in quad 3, 3-0 in quad 4. That's a pretty good. And BP was talking about this post game that they beat the teams they're supposed to beat, and I agree with that. They just kind of, this team is what it is. They struggle against the better team. And they beat the teams they should beat. And to me, that's good. It's a sign of good coaching. It's a sign of good coaching. Kyle says he's 70% on Jay Lee. Let's see. Mobile alum who knows things like this says the judge in South Carolina is very highly respected and very fair. I trust you on that. I don't know as much. Okra says awesome win, War Eagle. Glad to have you, Okra. And I also love that you've got, is that Max? Tell me that's Mad Max on as your avatar. It looks like it. I hope it is, because I love me some Mad Max. Max Crosby, of course, the franchise defensive end for the Las Vegas Raiders. America's team. My team. I was talking with my nephew, who I never talked with the other day, and he goes, you're a Raiders fan? LOL, why? I was like, listen here, buddy. Who are you a fan of? The Bengals? They suck. Fuck the Bengals, man. Let's say Auburn Dad for Life says Jay Lee been killing it over there. I sub all sites, but love JG and Jay Lee. Glad to hear that, man. I love Jay Lee too, and he's a stud. I mean, I'd love to. I really want to work with him again. I worked with him for so long. He got me here, actually. The reason I'm at Auburn Sports is because of Jay Lee. Holy, like, he's the only one. He's a great guy. Not Salty is shocked to hear that Auburn attempted more free throws than an opponent. I know. It's funny to me too. I mean, it's strange to me too. We're talking about free throws right now. Hornation says, I love Jay Lee too, but I just can't join that site. I think some people are very turned off by Hokinson. Hoke is just, he's given up on me. Like, I've tried to talk to him the last 2 or 3 times, last 2 or 3 events we've been to, and he won't even talk to me now. He's mad. I think the things that I say on here maybe get to him. I don't know. I kind of liked Hoke, at one time. He was over here. We were working together. It was just me and him. Well, and then Allie, we got Allie's an intern, she's a great intern. Allie, actually, I just texted with Allie a couple weeks ago, just checking in on her, because, she's not really in the sports world as much anymore. I don't know if she's as active on Twitter either. But she says she's doing real good up in Atlanta. I almost feel like she's my daughter in a way. You know, she's like my older daughter. Oh, the ice cream man's driving by. Ice cream man! I love when the ice cream man drives by. Let's see. Cassidy pieces Hoke equals no bueno. I do. Yeah. I better just be careful. Hoke really hates me, man. He won't even talk to me anymore. He used to hate me and talk to me, and now he hates me and won't talk to me. It gets me nervous. Hornation says, I miss Jay Lee's giggle. How about you? Yeah, I do miss it, man. There was just nothing I could do on that. I mean, it's a great opportunity for Jay Lee to go over there and run that site for them. And, he's living his best life. I mean, that's all. As a friend and as someone who I love the guy. That's what I want to see from him. And that's what I told him when I realized, when we were talking about the offer he got and what I could do for him and stuff. I was like, brother, I just want you happy. He's got a great son named Brooks, and he's a great kid. And now he's got a great girlfriend, and life's good. Let's see. Okra he acknowledged earlier that was Mad Max, the man. He says pickled okra is awesome. Okra anyway is awesome. Maybe not stanky, but, fried okra, grilled okra, pickled okra. I would do that. Patrick P says Hoke must have naked pictures of someone to land that gig. Shannon Terry, who's the chief of that network, the commodore of that network, he's just a big believer in Hokinson. I mean, it's that simple. And Shannon Terry, if they ever do a Hall of Fame for, like subscription websites, like, in the sports world, he better be first ballot Hall of Famer, because he's the best that ever did it. So when you've got that guy having your back, and you're in good shape. I think at one time, actually I know at one time Shannon loved me, but I don't think he loves me anymore. But it's okay, man. I still think the world of him. I think he's an absolute stud. He's a ninja is what I call him. He's a ninja. Okay, so it looks like Mizzou did get away from Ole Miss, because J.O. was saying Mizzou has locked up the number 4 seed now, which is shocking, man. Mizzou was absolute poop last year. Dennis Gates coming in there with CY, by the way, Charlton Young, and former Auburn assistant, who was married to a legendary Auburn hooper. And so they've really taken Missouri way up. Way up. Good for them, man. Let's see. Mobile alum jumped in with a super chat again. Says, we got a definite date for the LA Shindig. So I mentioned on the last show that Maddie, my daughter, she turns 21 on April 24 in Mobile. And she has until this weekend to tell us what she wants to do. She just got home like 2 hours ago, maybe. And my mom already, my wife is already starting to pound her like, hey, what do you want to do for your birthday? So by the time we get out of this weekend, I will know what we're going to do there. I'm pretty sure it's going to be that weekend of like the 28th. So I think the 24th is on a Monday. So that means we would do it on the weekend of like the 28th, something in that range. So that's what we've been doing. Sorry I was a little bit late on that one, Mobile alum. Also, Sam H jumps in. Sam H had to leave us a little bit early from the Alabama show just because I think it was late, and he's a working man. I mean, he's a working man. That's what I am. He says, take a shot. Also, how about this baseball team? Case and Howell might be a long-distance family member. Yes, this baseball team, Ike Irish. I don't know if this video's out yet, but I did me and Jason Campbell co-hosted a show for On to Victory earlier in the week. And I think that show is going to debut today. I think it is. Oh, here you go again, Hornatius, you little douche. I think it debuts today. When it does, I'll post it to the board. But I work it On to Victory's pace on that one. But we interviewed Ike Irish, who's the outstanding, well, he's DH for them, but he's a catcher by trade. And, man, what an impressive kid he is. That's my first time talking to him. Brian talk to him all the time, but I don't talk to him as much. Yeah, so this baseball team's got a certified stud, Ike Irish. Jesus, he's hitting like 500 this year. He's a freshman. I mean, holy cow. And they're going to have years of that kid, Let's see. Kanuman says Shannon Terry is not the most respected dude out there. He knows how to create a college football message board network for certain, though. He does, for sure. And he's got some reasons that maybe some people aren't happy with him. When you're pushing that hard and trying to push the boundary of what can be done, I think you're going to step on some toes along the way and do some things, that people aren't going to like. But he's incredible at what he does. But I don't think he loves me. But that's okay. Sometimes people don't love me. Brando AU Tigers says, peace, y'all. Got to peel out. About to get engaged to a wonderful woman. Holy shit. We got to clap for that one. Hold on. First things first, though.
The more you fuck around, the more you're going to find out.
So we know that. And we also want to give an applause for that one because guys and gals, when you're married to the right person like I am, life is so much better. Also want to mention, I can't believe that we're like almost an hour into the show. I didn't mention this. Courtney and I, today is March 4th of the year 2023. 31 years ago on this day, me and administrative assistant went on our very first date. That's right, March 4th, 1992. Went on our first date. So that's kind of a big deal for us. We always talk about, holy shit. Wow. Patrick D. Shoo. That's one of the biggest super chats we've ever seen. He says, proud of this team for closing a game strong today. War damn. I know Patrick D has been just begging for the Auburn Tigers to finish a game. Was really hoping they were going to do that in Tuscaloosa, and they didn't get it done. And then this game today, they absolutely did. Why not AU is his name on the board. Sometimes can be a little bit of a shin kicker. But he loves Auburn. And he shows his love for Auburn in ways that are indisputable, i.e. hosting a party every football season and inviting the entire world to come. And when I was there for the Penn State game, the entire world was there. It was a very rowdy situation, which I kind of like. And you know what Wynot was doing? You know exactly what he was doing. First of all, he's partying. Second of all, he was working the DJ booth. Yeah. And it's funny, you think that he may not look like your typical DJ, but I'm telling you, he's got it where it counts. It's all in the wrist, man. It's in the wrist and the ears. That's what I'm told. I can't do it myself, but I mean, I've seen him do it. Thank you so much, Patrick D. I'm going to give you an applause for that one, brother. What an absolute channel legends. First name, why not AU? AU 256, who is himself an absolute stud. Met this guy at the Huntsville meetup last summer, I believe it was. That was when we went to the Nook in Huntsville and met Faith. It changed my life, meeting Faith. Turtle, if he's here, will no doubt be mentioning this multiple times. He says, JGT, huge win today. Hope we can carry that momentum into the SEC tournament and win a few. Struggle to find wins in the last few seasons. Get some favorable matchups for March Madness, and who knows? I tend to agree, though. It's all about matchups, man, now, from this point forward. And there's some teams that Auburn's good against and some teams that Auburn's bad against. Typically, a lot of length at guard, they're bad against. However, they found a way to avoid that problem today in the game against Tennessee. And they did it with really quick ball movement, and they also... You don't necessarily have to worry about that if you're in transition all the time. Auburn had a 15-0 advantage in transition points today. Fast break points is what they call it, but I call it transition. And that was probably the difference in the game. It was Wendell not getting slowed down or bogged down himself, which then bogs down the offense. And then two, it's getting out in transition and beating Tennessee because they're so much longer than you are at every position. You can't just settle in and play quarter court games against them. They'll beat you. So what Auburn had to do was get in transition to where the height doesn't matter as much. It doesn't favor Tennessee as much. And BP and Stephen P., who led that scouting report for this game. And I'm telling you guys, Stephen P. played at Tennessee, but he really... I don't necessarily think that he hates Tennessee, but he wants to beat their ass. And there is no doubt in it. If you ever ask him, if you ever make the mistake of asking him, hey, Steven, you played at Tennessee, you can't even finish the sentence before he goes, no. I want to beat him in everything. I mean, I get it, man. I get it because I'm a UK graduate myself, and I get a lot of joy out of watching Auburn beat Kentucky. I do myself. The 2019 tournament was pretty damn amazing. I mean, I like watching Auburn beat Kentucky. Actually, I love it. Haven't had a chance to see it as much here, lately. I mean, kind of got run out of the building the other day. But whatever. So we are thinking, let's see, Kyle says, dang, did we just pull Archie in the second round? Yeah, there's some concern if they have Nick Smith playing. He's really good. Purple Haze, what's up, man? Purple Haze is a great he's great on the football show with us. He knows his Auburn stuff anyway. Brandon Miller, best shooter in the country. I don't know about that. I bet I can find 10 people that are better shooters than him in the country. But he is a damn good basketball player, I'll tell you that. I still haven't figured out a way to share my screen. You guys are like, JG, what is your problem? I don't know. Let's see who's leading the country in three-point percentage. Who actually shoots some. Some dude from Colgate. Didn't Auburn play them earlier this year? I think they did. Some dude from Colgate is 71 of 141 from threes, 50.4%. Holy shit. There's a guy at New Orleans who is 79 of 164. That's 48.2%. Shit. The SEC leader is going to be Chico Carter from South Carolina, 49 of 103. And some dude from Stetson named Weza? What a kick-ass name, man. Weza Panzo? Holy cow, that guy needs a nickname. Just call him like Big Dick Panzo or something like that. Maybe that would do it. Anyway, Big Dick is 63 of 133, 47.4%, and he's a small forward. Good golly, Miss Molly. How about that, huh? Hope you guys are big fans of Big Dick. Stetson's going to sell some jerseys off that one right there. I think I missed some good stuff here. Elliot, what's up, bro? Says, gotta love the fact that every player on Auburn's roster was just as close to being a top 15 Wooden Award finalist as Brandon Miller. Yeah, so close, right? Yeah, Zepp was right there. Yeah, defensively. Cassidy P says, I'm knee deep in some old Bardstown bottled and bond. Old Bardstown bottled and oh, that's good. Grateful for the senior day win. Excited for some graded stakes prep races. What have we got today, bro? Get me up to speed. I need to know. I can get on TVG, which is now like some other stupid thing with FanDuel or whatever, but whatever. I miss TVG. I know it's the same thing, but it's not. You know what I mean? I don't know who I really want to win the Derby yet either. Old Bardstown Bottled and Bond is a damn good bourbon for the price. You can find that stuff about... In Kentucky, anyway, you can, because I don't think they market it here, but in Kentucky, that's like $17, $18 a bottle. And it's a great mixer. I don't necessarily love it straight, but it's a great mixer. Hornatius jumps in and says, first of all, I owe somebody a shot earlier. I think it was Sam H. Sam, my bad, bro. I haven't forgotten you. By the way, for those of you who jumped on the show late or who weren't really paying attention or don't care, I got some Hewling here. Hewling Station Single Barrel. This is from the state of Tennessee. I don't usually drink Tennessee bourbon. As you guys know, I do make an exception for Blue Note because it's really good bourbon. At least their 9-year was. And I did warn you guys, I got a tip that they were going to be taking that 9-year. They ran out of 9-year. They ran out. And so about 2 months before it went off shelves, I told you guys to stock up on the 9-year. I've got 3 left. Well, technically 4. I hope you guys got it when you could. I'm sure it'll be back someday, but... Oh, Purple Haze says he was joking. I'm sorry, man. How could I miss that? Here's what happens, Purple Haze. I'm like running the show, here on my computer, and I'm talking, and it's like, sometimes you guys say stuff that's like over my head, and I just miss it. My bad. I'm sorry about that. Mobile Alum jumps in again. What an absolute studette. Can we call you a gladiator? I don't know. We need another word because I got stud, legend, and you are legend, but we need one like that's, I don't know, gladiatress? I don't know. We need to come up with a name. I maybe we'll ask Courtney that question. What were your takeaways from your interview with Brother Hugh? It was kind of rushed, and I didn't like that. I was really hoping we could have sat down with him a little longer, but my takeaways from Hugh is that he is very comfortable with reporters, which is a great change from the last guy. In fact, when is the last time I covered somebody that was good with reporters in football? It was Tommy. It was definitely Tommy. Tommy was great. Chizik was not. Chizik was always, like, worried about reporters. Always. He showed up here from UCF that way. I just never got Gene. I just never got him. I still don't get him. I don't even follow him on Twitter anymore. I just, like, there's just people in your life, a very small percentage, but some people you just don't get, and I don't get Gene. I don't understand him. I don't like him. I don't think he's funny. Nothing about him appeals to me. And then Gus, who is always paranoid of reporters. I actually like Gus. It tells me something that he's married to who he's married to, because she's incredible. And as awesome as Christy is, you have to kind of hang in there to appreciate her, because she can be a little off-putting. I say that as someone who absolutely adores her. And it tells me something about him and her, that they stay together. But he really didn't understand our job. I remember him asking me one time, like, why are you a reporter? And I said, well, I really like telling stories. And he goes, yeah, but it's like other people's stories. And I go, yeah? And then he's just like, so you never tell your own story? I go, well, I do sometimes, because I like get drunk and talk on the show. And he just goes, people like that? I go, yeah, literally dozens of people watch me. I had some funny conversations with Gus, man. He's actually very entertaining, and I miss him. And I'm glad he's doing good at Central Florida, for them. Once he gets in the Big 12, it's going to be a little bit of a different story, but we'll see. So he was really good at reporters. One thing that really sticks out to me, first of all, not necessarily from that interview, but things that stick out to me about Hugh in general. He puts a ton of accountability on these coaches, right? So he's not a micromanager, okay? He's not telling you what to do, but he gets updates on recruiting sometimes multiple times in a day, certainly once a day, and he wants that shit up to speed. Like, all the shit we gave Harsin for not caring about recruiting and being blasé about it, Q is like the complete opposite. Like, we got to stay on these kids. We got to know the kids. I want every possible angle researched and hit if we can help ourselves. He's crazy about it. So if there's like a couple days where maybe, and I'm just making this up. I mean, I'm just making up a particular person, but let's say Zach didn't check in with whoever, Malik Blockton, for 2 or 3 days. Like, Hugh will literally walk by at 6:30 in the morning and like give him shit about it. Like, Hugh is that involved in it. Now, he won't tell you like, you got to do this, you got to do that. He just wants you to handle it, and he's going to make sure you're handling it. You know what I mean? They are so on top of that. It's crazy. And Hugh is so very embedded in all the recruiting. So that's one thing that sticks out to me. And also another thing about him is that Hugh really believes in going hard, but he also believes in when it's not go hard time, go home. He is not a guy who's wants his people like living up in the complex. That is not him at all. He wants you to have a life. He wants you to spend time with your family. He wants you to have meaningful relationships with your wife, with your kids, with your family. I mean, it's not just pillow talk. It's not just lip service. He means that, and he does that, and he gives them the time to do that. This whole thing about, we're going to work 80 hours a week every fucking week for the whole year, like, they're not doing that. But when it's go time, they will. But like right now, like they're practicing Monday, Wednesday, Friday. They don't practice on Saturday. They don't scrimmage on Saturday. They don't do anything. Like this Saturday, they're not doing anything. It's like go home and be with your family. I mean, guys, they crushed it in December, January, February. They were doing stuff literally every day. Now's not the time to go every single day. It's just not. So they go hard at practice. They have kids. The way they like to do recruiting now is they have kids at practice, like Malik Blockton, and there were others. I think Caleb had a story up about one of the kids that came on Friday. So they entertain recruits at practice, post-practice, all that kind of stuff. But they're not doing the big ones on Saturdays right now because I feel like it's just too far out. And you say, well, yeah, you want to get involved. They're already involved. This ain't like it was last year. They're already involved with the guys. Well, you need to make inroads when you can. They've already got it. They already know the kids. They already know who they're going after and all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of where I felt about that. That's the things that stick out for me. Okra, there it is. Now I can see it big and pretty up there on the screen. Mad Max Crosby. What a stud that guy is from Eastern Michigan, excuse me. Great show, JG. I appreciate you being here for all of us. I hope you are doing a brain drain for the first game in the tournament. Fuck yes, I am. We might just go live in the tournament, though. I generally don't like. We experimented with live shows a couple 3 years ago. I think it was before the. When was that? It was the Gonzaga year. The year we played Gonzaga in the first, the first part of the season. And we had that annoying. Well, she was nice, but she was well-meaning, but she was kind of annoying Gonzaga fan here with us. It didn't work out great, like in live games, but we'll fuck it. We'll do it, man, because we got stuff. I mean, that's a big deal. Getting in the tournament. I don't know if SEC tournament, maybe. I don't know. I'll put a post on the bunker and see if anybody's interested in that. Just kind of see what you think. I had the post for the Fountain of Youth, and then apparently Forte ended up winning it because I heard that. Mobile Alum says I'm a warrior. We can also go with warrior. We can say that. In fact, I will refer to you that. Hot Dog Water. What an absolute stud. I love this guy. He's always here with us in the chat. Says, I love the words of Chisholm. I don't. I don't find them interesting at all. And I could be in the minority. Weagle09 is here. It says, War Eagle fellas. War Eagle and ladies, I'm sure you meant to say. I play Warzone with Weagle. He's one of our Warzone crew along with Locked On and the Double D's. And Jackson 3. What a stud that guy is. Jackson 3 was doing some stuff off the board for me, or at least trying the other day, and I appreciate him very much for that. Chip jumps in with a super chat. Chip will one day successfully put together our Mobile event for late April. He says, anyone interested in the Orange Beach rundown, DM me on the bunker, compiling the invite list. Got room for about 30 to attend. Wow. Yeah, we're going to do a show there too. We'll just tape it. We'll just tape it. I'd love to have some folks on there, though. Cassidy P says, Forte looked good winning the Fountain of Youth. He's my Derby favorite. AU 256, by the way, I'm stoked about that. I love Derby, and I love the run-up to it. I just haven't had a chance to see it. I missed badly last year. I really thought that, the problem is that I like a horse, and I know that there's problems with the horse, but I still love him. I loved Charge It last year, and I love Taba. And they both turned out to be, good, but not super good. And so, once again, I missed. I'm trying to think the last time I actually hit on a Derby winner. Fuck, man. It was so long ago. I was at the 91 Derby and got Strike the Gold. I won $10.80 on Strike the Gold on a $2 bet, and I thought I was, rich. And I was right on Lily T, too, which was 92, I think. And I won on Fusaichi Pegasus, but that was 99 or 2000. Won on Grindstone. But that was an easy one. I don't know. By the way, Chip's super chat was for $5.63. I bet there is a significance to that, but I don't know what it is. Chip's next level. You know what I mean? I don't want to say what he does for a living, but he does something that requires more brain power than I have. And so I'm in awe of that guy. Mobile Love with another super chat. She's the warrior of all. It says, what are your takeaways from spring practice so far? Not enough data. Not enough data yet. I will say that the offensive line, there's more players out there than I've ever seen. I swear. They must have 15 to 20 offensive linemen. And listen, it doesn't matter if you have 15 or 20 if they suck. But I don't think they suck. I think they got enough dudes. And so I like the fact that they have that. And the defensive line's the same way. They got a bunch of dudes out there on the line. Both lines, defense and offense. And also the kid from Kentucky, whose name escapes me, Justin Rogers. He looks the part. He looks like somebody that would be very difficult. Wow, very difficult to move out of a gap, which is the goal. We got a super chat coming in from Weagle09. Again, I mentioned him earlier. I was shouting him out for being one of my Warzone partners. He's a good communicator on the game. Probably not a great kill to death guy, but I don't really care. I just like guys that are good communicators and who are valorous, who will come save me when I'm in trouble. When Double D's invariably just wanders the fuck out and says, I got guys on me. I go, dude, you're 200 meters from us. What are you doing? There he is, Reynolds Wolf. I mentioned him earlier, name dropped him earlier. Thanks, Weagle09. He says, my alarm goes off at 2 a.m. Work tomorrow. Wardam Eagle, keep the faith. Good night. Good night. Still light outside, bro. Anyway, the guy's an absolute legend. He is, I mentioned this earlier if you guys have been on the whole time, but for those of you who might be new, he is a personality, and he's a meteorologist, but he's a personality on the Weather Channel, and a lot of times he does like the morning shows with the extremely talented and stunningly gorgeous Kelly Cass. And so if you see Reynolds Wolf on there, just know he's one of us. You know, he's an Auburn person. I think he's on some of the other boards too, so I don't look at it like that. But he's an Auburn guy, and he loves Jay Lee, and who doesn't love Jay Lee? So anyway, Reynolds Wolf, absolute stud. I partied with that guy I met him for the first time at the 2010 National Championship game out in Arizona. He was working for CNN at the time, and I believe he was working with Janice Dean. I think she might have been at CNN at that time. But I don't remember. Janice Dean is incredible too. But, I had a chance to party with him, met him out there. I've never met his wife, though. You know, you can really tell a lot about a guy by his wife. I know he's a big fan of his wife. I don't want to say her name on the show, though. Been Facebook friends with Reynolds since back when Facebook was, like, new to me. Let's see. Cassidy Pieces, Ward Eagle at Reynolds Wolf. Chamber of Commerce weather this weekend in Atlanta. It is. It's been nice. It's been windy, though. Has it been windy down there, Cassidy P? It was windy as hell here yesterday. My brother-in-law, I still call my brother-in-law, even though Courtney's, I'm kind of in a spot with him, right? Reynolds Wolf says, dude, I had you on air interviewed. No, I knew you worked for CNN. I didn't know if you were working with Janice Dean at that time. That's what I didn't remember. Yes, that is absolutely true. I still have photos. I was interviewed in the CNN studios for the SEC championship game, I believe, that weekend. It was one of the highlights of my life. I will never get back to those kinds of peaks in my life. But the good news is that at least I did it. I was scared as hell, but you were like so cool and calm about it. I loved it. AU Taxman says Janice Dean is awesome. Yeah, she's good. She's good. She's real good. But I mean the all-timer, right? I mean, obviously we love Reynolds, but the all-time major meteorologist, first of all, Cindy Pressler, Christine Abernathy, Jeanette Jones is a trailblazer, obviously. Jim Cantori is awesome, but like I almost feel like it's just kind of overdone at this point. Greg Forbes, legend, right? Wow. I spent a lot of time in the 80s watching the Weather Channel, guys. I'm serious. Jeanette, I've had minutes with Jeanette. She may not know about it, but I do. Anyway, Reynolds says he's out for real. Talk later, my brother. There he goes. There he is. Let's give him an applause because we love him so much. Let's see. Chip says 563 equals the total number of points Auburn will score to win the NCAA tournament. Wow. If you hit that, bro, I'm going to be very impressed. You're a very intelligent person, but I don't know if you're that much of a soothsayer. I don't know. Hornacia says, for Denton's dad's sake, I hope Denton's mom never meets Reynolds. By the way, I'll have you know that Reynolds is married, and also Becky's married too. Cassidy P says he ran into Jim Cantori at SSI about 10 years ago for a tropical storm. Dude enjoys eating nanners. Wow, I didn't know that. I did not know that. And Patrick D, there he is. Chip the man. He is. Patrick D, you're absolutely right. Hayden H is in the house as well. Hayden, one of our, I usually tell you that you're a football guy, but you've actually been on the basketball shows here lately, so no hate on that one. We love Hayden H. Jumped in, a couple years ago, Hayden? And we've really appreciated you being part of the family here on the Brain Drain. For show. J.O. says, you think Jalen Williams might try out for quarterback? That pass to Wendell was perfect. That's a good question. I still think the quarterback at Auburn in the fall is going to be Grayson McCall. You heard it here last. I feel like everybody has a take on that, and I just think that they're going to get Grayson McCall. He is the quarterback, or was the quarterback at Coastal Carolina. He was trying to get in the portal. He was in the portal, and he was trying to go to Auburn, but he couldn't get in. And then he tried to go to Florida, and he couldn't get in. And so he went back to Coastal to graduate. And I am told that if you are a graduate, it's easier to get in. You don't have to worry about credits transferring as much. So if he can graduate from Coastal, I fully expect him to be here. I personally expect him to be here next year. Well, there is. Let me put a caveat on that. If Robbie or Holden have an incredible camp, like a really, really good camp, that could change. But I still think the odds are that Grayson McCall is the quarterback at Auburn next year. And I'll tell you this right now. The guy's got a mullet. I love it. I happen to love mullets. The dude at Utah, what's that guy's name? He's got a cool-ass name, way better than Jay Tate. God, I'm going to have to Google this shit. I still haven't figured out how to share my screen. Who is the Utah quarterback, yo? Cam Rising. He's got an incredible mullet, and look at what he did. He was quarterback at Utah, and they kicked everybody's ass this year. Loved it. Patrick D jumping in again. Look at this, man. Guy's already dropped we're just going to start calling him why not bombs. Leor is a hardcore dude. Stuck it out. Got a big highlight today. Inspiring dude. Leor is something else, man. He's a very interesting guy to kind of be around. He's quiet. He takes himself seriously, but not too seriously. Like, he ain't out there like being... I mean, he thinks of himself as a real basketball player, which he is. And the one thing that's a little weird about Leor is that he's such a sharpshooter in practice, and it doesn't seem to translate as well to the game. From three, I mean. But he plays hard, man, and his defense has gone from really bad to, like, okay-ish. And it's hard, man, because he's just not as quick as some of these dudes. So it's about positioning. It's about anticipation. It's about understanding where your help is and making thoughtful decisions about where to put yourself and how to play particular defenders. I think he's gotten pretty good at that. And he had a big highlight today. Had a big two-handed flush. And that was big for Leor, man. That's like the loudest that crowd was the whole game, right? I mean, that was like they literally almost had to stop the game because it was so loud. Patrick, I appreciate you, man. What a stud you are. Thank you for having me at your Penn State tailgate. It was incredible. Let's see. Whale Driver says, I'd be cautiously optimistic about 8-4, a 9-3 record with McCall. By the way, we do have the schedule. We were talking about this the other day. Let me hide this and then put this up. This is the football schedule. To me, UMass 1-0, Cal 2-0, Samford 3-0, at A&M. See, I think Auburn's going to win that game. So 4-0, Georgia 4-1, at LSU is a tough one. I'm going to say that's a loss. 4-2, Ole Miss 5-2, Mississippi State 6-2, at Vanderbilt 7-2, at Arkansas. Auburn generally plays well there, and I think that's going to be an important game for Hugh. I think it's 8-2, New Mexico State 9-2, Alabama probably a loss. So 9-3 is what I'm seeing right now. But that assumes that they're going to get good play at quarterback, and for me, that's Grayson McCall. Because I still think they're going to have good offensive line play. I think these guys they brought in are good. So I feel pretty strongly about that. Leighton C's in the house is I hope Westry and Traore stay. They have massive potential. You're absolutely right about that. We would still have a few scholarship spots for portal guys. You're right. They would have at least 2, possibly 3. Leighton, and so they get a 2 guard that can shoot 3, and then best available, I guess, after that point. Let's see. Hot Dog Water. I'm trying to figure out what you said. Went back and looked at an old drain. Almost didn't recognize you. Amazing transformation, JGT. I don't know what that means. You talking about my hair? I have lost weight. I will say that. I'm kind of... me and my wife have been working on a new eating regimen, I guess. And we've been doing this since right after Christmas we started. So that was, 2.5 months ago now? And we eat our own food now. Well, not our own, but we make it here at the house. You can control your portions a lot better, and we don't eat fast food now, so it's not all that silly like fried ass chicken. Not hating on you guys if you eat it. And so for us, we've been just kind of losing weight slowly and steadily. It's been really nice, and it's easy. You just kind of get in this. You get in a mode, and it's easy to do once you get going. Whale Driver says, can McCall run the zone read, or is he going to be a pure passer? He can do a little bit of both. To me, he's like, running-wise, he's kind of like Nix, right? I thought Nix is a good runner, not a great runner. He's very good at eluding trouble. He could run zone read, and he did. So yeah, I think that's approximately what he would be like, more or less. Let's see. Hornatius says, hot dog water. Jay tries to say he wore the tie and such from the start of the drain, but that is an untruth. That may be. I don't remember how long. I don't remember what I did way back in the day, bro. My memory isn't that good, Hornatius. It's 100% true. I don't know. I did start it. It's been a while. But there may be drains very early on. I think the first drain we ever did was during the 2018 season, Hornatius. I don't know if that's true or not. Patrick J in the house says, JGT, how the hell are you? I'm better now that you're here, my man. Thank you for joining our chat here. We just been talking about fucking everything, man. Basketball, football, Hugo, the things that Hugh's been doing inside the complex, and just kind of the way he rolls. He's got definitely some different ways of doing things, but it's been working great. And I totally anticipate Auburn having a great recruiting class this year. I mean, they've already got a great start with the White Walker, who is without a doubt, their number one. I mean, they were like, pie in the sky, who's the guy you really want at quarterback? And they went, fuck it, Walker White. And they go, well, let's go get Walker White. And they went and got him. And he's their number one guy. He was the number one guy from the very beginning. So that's a great start right there. Now you just need to get some offensive linemen and others, but you need to rebuild that offensive line. The good news is that I think Hugh and Philip Montgomery and Jake understand the need at the offensive line, so I think that's not going to be a problem anymore. Let's see. A. Taxman says, was it the Oregon game / Bo's first game? What are you talking about there? That was Bo's first game, but I don't remember specifically what you were talking about on that one. Newman. Let's see. Hornatius, I go back and watch all my brain drain highlights at least once a week. That's funny. Hornatius he's a great part of the show, though, particularly when he calls in. I mean, he's hilarious to hear. Hornatius is just a really funny guy. He's just funny. He's hilarious. And what's another thing that's interesting about Hornatius, I don't know the whole story here, but when he was in high school, he's a big guy. He's an offensive lineman. Like, he was kind of like dare I say, kind of a heavy guy, and now he's like, he's very thin. Let's see. Bo is great. By the way, we were talking about the Pikes earlier, bro, and 5-5KA. Bo is another brother of mine in the 5-5KA world. Says, I taped Neil McCrady's photo over Jay's every drain. Hey, by the way, you guys know that in the last show, when Courtney was here with me, we were going to try to call Neil and get this thing worked out. I still haven't heard anything from Neil. I know it's not going to surprise anything. Patrick J wants to know what's up with TJ Finley. He's here, man. He's here and he's competing. That's all I can tell you about that. I'm surprised myself. I really am. He had a real falling out with that last staff, but a lot of people did. So he's back. I mean, I think his ceiling, honestly, is back up. I just don't think he's someone you can count on to be a starting quarterback in this league. But, I mean, I'll give everybody a million chances. I don't care. It's not my problem. Bo's Great says, at Hornatius only eats at Fleming's now. Hornatius, we're not going to talk about that Perry situation, are we? I literally got contacted by a lawyer from Perry's. Wanting to know who you were. I was like, I don't know who you are, man. I don't know that guy. I never met him.
The more you around, the more you're going to find out.
That's what I'm saying right there. Hornatius says, I don't actually do it, but I do go back and listen to the show when Deezer called me and forced me into a three-way. Well, hold on. Hey, man, there wasn't a three-way with me and you and Deezer. He's talking about a phone call. We had a phone call with Hornatius and Deezer were on the phone at the same time on the drain. It was great. It's amazing. Kanuman says, I think the first drain was 2019. Interesting. I may have to go back and look. I always thought it was the 18 season. But you might be right in 2019. Of course, we really hit our stride during the pandemic in March, April, May, June of 2020 because we had no sports. I was terrified out of my mind. I was like, how are we going to run a sports website with no sports? And so we just did shows like, what would we go, 2 or 3 times a week maybe? And we would just talk about whatever. And we would just have calls and talking about whatever. And we talk about gals we adore and We had incredible calls back then. That's back when like D Lucky became the absolute legend that he is. You know what I mean? He's always been a legend, but I mean, he would call in and we would realize how great he was. And Leif B from the Ole Miss site would call in, and Flying Around called in. He was incredible. Man, we had so much stuff going on. Kaduman says that was an awesome show to re-listen to. Miss Deezer, and glad he talked you into it. Yeah, that was incredible, man. Cassidy P says there are many folks I'd rather join the drain than Neil. How about Terry Bowden, Marshall Henderson, Gary Seven, Cyrus, Quanjo, to name a few? That's pretty funny right there. Blake R says 2020 was when I came along during COVID. Yeah, those were really cool shows, man. Cassidy P says the 2020 drains were a perfect place, perfect time. Yeah, we could kind of connect, you know. I was so scared back then. I wasn't necessarily scared of the virus or whatever. I was just scared about like how it was going to affect all of our lives, you know. And ultimately, like we're back to normal. The only time I ever wear a mask is at my mom's nursing home. They make you wear them in there. I mean, fuck, when I go in the room, I took it off. But that's the only place they make me wear it anymore. They take my temperature every time I go in there. I'm just like, what are we doing here? But I don't care. I mean, it's whatever. I know those are old people in there. My mom is she's only 79, but there's some people in there that are way older than that. And they probably don't need that shit, you know, thrust upon them. So that's cool. I mean, I get it. Matt N says that's when I discovered Jay Head. Jay Head, of course, what a stud. Yeah, I know he's been on, he kind of vowed, here's the thing with Jay Head. So when Jay Lee was here, me and Jay Lee kind of split him, right? Like Jay Head was working with both of us. And so when Jay Lee went to the other side, we had to kind of figure out a way to kind of, it was like when the kids get divorced, even though me and Jay Lee are not divorced, you know what I mean? I still love him, but like Jay Head was kind of stuck in the middle. And so I know he goes on their show and stuff. And we're going to have him on our shows too. I mean, he's not necessarily, he loves Auburn, but he's not necessarily a basketball guy. So we don't necessarily talk to him on the train for basketball season. Although as we move into spring practice, we may have him on to talk about football some. But he's a really, really high quality individual, really principled individual, and kind of inspiring in that sense. I always sometimes I think to myself, like, what would Jay Head do in this situation? So I think like that sometimes. Kyle Lewis wants to know if they take my temperature rectally. Probably not. No, just a forehead one there. Yeah, I've got more to say about that, but I better not. My mom actually lives there, so it's cool. Not Salty says, speaking of the COVID, diagnosed with it today. Just feels like a really bad cold and upper respiratory infection. Still stuck, though. Let me ask you this, for those of you, for the dozens that are still on the show. So my wife had a employee who's out with shingles. She's only like 28. Which I didn't think you could even get shingles at 28. And it's bad. I mean, she's not going to die, but it's just, she's not loving it. You know what I mean? I mean, nobody loves it, but you know what I mean. She's having a bad go of it. And then we've had a couple other friends have shingles that are more like our age, and I'm really tempted to go get that vaccine. I think it's called Shingrix, right? But I've been told like the first dose is probably not too bad, but the second dose is kind of a bitch. And I'm just like, fuck, I don't really want to like. And you have this like small percentage of getting Guillain-Barré syndrome, which I really don't want. So I'm kind of stuck. I asked my physician about this, and he was like, I never had chicken. This is what he told me. I never had chicken pox, so I don't have to get the vaccine. But if I had chicken pox when I was younger, I would get it, which I did have chicken pox when I was younger. So. Oh, Chip, why did I not think about just fucking asking you about it? Of course. Chip says shingles doesn't care. Cassidy P says got shingles at 30. They thought I was trying to pass a kidney stone. It sucked really bad. Yeah, I really would like to avoid shingles if at all possible. Matt says, I swear before I ever saw what he looked like, I thought Jay Head was a 50-something retired Air Force pilot or something. You were kind of close. I mean, not on age, but on job. He's that impressive. He really is, yeah. Let's see. Blake R. says, I got shingles before, and they gave me Valtrex. Interesting, okay. I think I'm going to just go ahead and do it, though. I mean, I'm just going to do it, like, I'm going to take it like when I know the next day is not going to be a big deal. Like we don't have like a fucking big press conference or something. And then I think it's a 2-shot deal. The first shot, and then you do the second one, I think 3 weeks later. Chip knows all about this. So I really don't want shingles, guys. I know me, and I think that would suck to be like itching and like, well, you never know where that shit's going to be. If it's going to be on your eye, it's going to fuck shit up. If it's going to be on your wherever, I don't know. All right, so Chip just says DM me. I'm going to do that, bro. We'll talk about it. I trust your opinion on this. Michael N says, I'm having a Vienna sausage and Spam sandwich with mayo and mustard and a side of grits with cheese. What do we give him, guys?
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit.
There's some good stuff in there and some bad stuff in there. Yeah. I was watching one of those Guy Fieri shows the other day, and they had to improvise, and they made it was like a hash, I think, and he had used Spam in it, and I was like, interesting. I don't think I've had Spam since the 80s. Wonder if you could do anything good with Spam. Oh, yes. Kyle Lewis says, your homeowner's insurance will cover new shingles. Hey now. Knuman says, dozens of us. Dozens. We've actually kind of jumped up in viewers here lately. How about that? Boas Great says, over 55 insurance covers most shingles vax. Yeah, I'm not worried about the cost. That's not going to bother me at all. Hot Dog Water says, that sounds like an upsetting meal. It didn't sound ideal, but listen, man, every meal doesn't have to be a winner. I had a winner last night because I had the schnapper, some grilled schnapper with a little bit of lobster meat on top of that bad boy. We were over at the City Grill with the absolute fucking goat, not Melissa. Her actual name is Michelle. If you guys ever go to City Grill, you need Michelle. Or Magic Mike, either one. It's an incredible establishment. They pay me nothing. Actually, I pay them to eat there, which is great. But I live in Hampstead, Alabama, and we have 3 places you can eat here in Hampstead. We have City Grill, which is delicious. Kind of upscale food, you know. We got Taste, which is like smaller plates. You know, you get like sliders, or you get meatballs, or you get like fucking whatever else you get. They call it tapas. And then we have a bar called the Tipping Point. So if you guys are over this way, first of all, if you guys are over this way, like holler at me, send me a DM, and I'll hang out with you guys, and I may also drink with you, depending. Let's see. Henry P. jumps in. You guys may know Henry P. is our intern. He is the son of Dark Web Julie. He says, Spam is good. I don't care what folks say about it. Also, Knuman says, get the shingles vaccine. I really want to, man. I think I'm just going to do it. If I end up like getting sick from it, though, I'll be so fucking mad. Be like, why? But I've taken 4 COVID vaccines that had not had even like the slightest problem with it. So the truth is that I'm probably just going to be just fine. Thought I heard someone coming in here. Knuman says, Spam in the place that you live. Now face west. I love it. REM fan right there. It doesn't even bother me that those guys are from Athens, Georgia either, you know. REM's like super underrated, I think. Or maybe they're overrated. I don't know. They're really good. In some circles, people think REM's like too good. And then other circles, they don't know who the fuck they are. So there's kind of like all or nothing with them, right? Orange Crush, by the way, is the best one. I swear there's people like opening my door, but do we have ghosts? This is a new house. I thought I heard somebody coming up the stairs. How you doing? I was telling the folks, Courtney, about my desire to have the shingles vaccine, but then I was scared of it too.
Big baby.
No, you're a big baby. Why don't you be a big baby? Moby Alum says REM is fabulous. Yeah, they really are, man. That's like the soundtrack of my life, honestly. REM, like they got kind of biggish, I guess, in 85, which is right when I was like 13, I guess. And I didn't necessarily listen to them at the time. I got into them probably Document, 86, 87. But, yeah, they were good. Taxman says REM was way ahead of their time. I tend to agree with you on that. I tend to agree with you on that. They did some really good shit, man. Moby Olympus' Murmur was great. What was the... Blake Arce's Boss Lady has arrived. That's probably about right. I still haven't figured out how to share my screen. REM Murmur. Let's see what the songs are on Murmur. Let's see if I know these songs. By the way, this got a... holy shit. The Chicago Tribune gave it 4 stars out of 4. Pitchfork gave it 10 out of 10. Rolling Stone, 4 out of 5. Radio Free Europe. That's an absolute banger right there. But that's the only one that I know. Yeah, that's the only one that I know. That was a little before. I'm not saying it before my time because you're like my age, girl, but I just wasn't paying attention to them at the time. Moby Lump says they played at Auburn when I was there in Living Color. Holy shit. You mean Living Color? Open for them. God, Living Color is so good. The album Vivid is insane. You've got Glamour Boys. You always got Cult of Personality, and you got the song about the housing. Fuck, I forgot what it's called. Courtney, you're a big Living Color fan, right?
No.
Have you ever heard of them? Oh, I forgot about What's Your Favorite Color. God bless, man. There's so many good songs on this record. Living Color Vivid came out, released in May 3rd, 1988. I would have missed that one. I thought it was 89 for sure. Open Letter to a Landlord. That's the song I'm thinking of about the housing situation, yeah. Wow. Man, incredible. They also won the Grammy for Best Hard Rock Performance in 1990. What the hell, man? The record came out 2 years earlier. Also, in the Rolling Stone Top 100 Albums of the 80s, it was number 64. What the hell, man? I'd like to see that. What is the 100 Best Albums of the 80s? This got to be Thriller, right? Tell me they started at 100. God damn it, they do. They started at 100, Courtney. Why don't they start at 1? Oh, my God. Where do they put Madonna? Madonna's first record at 50. Dude, that album had Lucky Star, Borderline, Holiday. What else we got? My God, what an incredible record. Did you ever dress up like Madonna, Corey?
No.
You want to grab that mic? Because nobody can hear you. There she is. You ever dressed up like Madonna? You never had like the bandana around your head and stuff? I've seen you with a bandana around your head.
Yes, but it was not Madonna-esque.
No, it wasn't. You wore it like straight around your head, not high. Yes. All right, so according to Rolling Stone, top 10 records of the 90s, of the 80s. You ready? Tracy Chapman's debut record.
Nope.
No, Fast Car is incredible.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have it there.
That's a Pitchfork choice there. Richard and Linda Thompson Shoot Out the Lights. What the fuck is that? I know Richard Thompson, but I don't know anything about that record.
What?
Oh, look at this. Mobile alum, number 8, REM Murmur. I don't know that I've listened to that record all the way through, honestly. 7 is Thriller. Are you shitting me?
7?
7?
Oh, come on.
Thriller? It's the greatest pop record ever. Number 6 is Bruce Springsteen, Born in the USA. That is a very good record, by the way.
That's fair.
You've got Born in the USA, Dancing in the Dark, Cover Me, I'm Going Down, missing somebody. The Glory Days. That's a really good one. Number 5 is Paul Simon, Graceland, which is a great record. Boy in the Bubble, one of my favorite songs of all time. You Can Call Me Al, great song. Boy in the Bubble is so fucking good. Talking Heads, Remain in Light. Courtney's saying thumbs down on that one. I guarantee you that. Number 3, Joshua Tree, which
that's fair.
That's fair.
That's
yeah.
very good.
You got With or Without You. Streets Have No Name. What's the song where they're in like Reno? I have run highest mountains. I have run through the fields only to be with you. What is that song? I still haven't found what I'm looking for. There you go. Number 2 is Purple Rain, which I'm completely behind. That's a great record. You got Let's Go Crazy, Purple Rain, When Doves Cry, I Would Die for You. Anything else, Courtney, that jumps out here? Okay, good stuff. And then number 1, The Clash, London Calling. What? Really? That must be before my time or something. That's like 1980, 81, so that's a little before my time. Dude, Thriller is definitely the number one record of the 80s. Like, come on, now let's be real. It's Thriller. It's definitely Thriller. Mobile Lump says Depeche Mode better be on that list. That's what I'm talking about. Depeche Mode 101 came out in 89, and that is a great record. Actually, I was listening to that the other day. I was listening to Depeche Mode 101 and thinking, how good is this record from start to finish? And my wife can't stand Depeche Mode.
That's not true.
No, you have no love for them.
That is not true.
You have no love for them, but it's cool.
That's not true.
Name one song by Depeche Mode.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I can't name songs in general. That's not something for me.
Cassidy Pieces, I Can Be Your Long Lost Pal, talking about You Can Call Me Al. Great song. Mobile Limb says The Clash. I know, I was shocked. Cassidy Pieces, London Calling was a 2 LP masterpiece. Just a little before my time, I think. I mean, I don't know. Bo is Great says, Jay's got a voice for newspaper. Yeah, I don't need to be singing. Courtney was into choir, though. International choir, is that fair to say?
You need to be quiet. Leave me alone.
A Whale Driver says, Appetite for Destruction. What a great, excellent choice. You got Welcome to the Jungle, Sweet Child of Mine. Well, I love Mr. Brownstone, Paradise City. These are absolute classics. Plus, Love the Cat says, Straight Outta Compton. Straight Outta Compton is a brother that'll smother your mother and make you think of lower. Dangerous. I said motherfucker raising hell. And if I ever get caught, I make bail, so I don't give a fuck. That's a problem. That's
amazing.
Mobile Lump says the Smiths are awesome too. Absolutely. The Smiths. I had The Queen is Dead with Frankly Mr. Shankly. Great song. Also, what was that one that came out in 89? Strange Ways. Something like that. Stop me if you think you've heard this one before. Also, Girlfriend in a Coma. Some good stuff there. Kanuman jumps in with a super chat. I don't know if you, Courtney, if you saw Patrick D dropped a couple of Patrick D bombs.
I did see that. It's
unbelievable. Crazy. Is this guy? I mean, what else can be said about him? Nothing. I mean, we've said it all.
The legend.
Kanuman says, "Love the Drains so much. Thank you." Courtney, I think Kanuman, whom you have met, likes you a lot. He thinks you're good people. That's what I like.
He's good people.
No, he is, absolutely. Kyle L., Damn It Lewis, says Master of Puppets. Holy shit. Yes, came out in early March of 86. I tweeted about that the other day. Master of Puppets, but metal doesn't get a rep. It doesn't get much rep. You're right. God, I love Master of Puppets. How many times I sang that song with my sister? And I'll never sing it with her again. You know, I miss her.
Not on this side.
Like side A or side B?
Uh-huh. Hey, now.
Let's see. Hot Dog Water said, I knew we'd get some real random bars. Love it. I don't know what that means.
That's you and your lyrics.
Cassidy P says, London Calling includes Jimmy Jazz. No idea what the fuck that is. Spanish Bombs, never heard of it. Lost in Supermarket, never heard of it. Train in Vain, have heard that. Death or Glory, don't know it. And then, Damn It Lewis is just trying to make people mad. He says Metallica's Black Album is 1991. Oh, I thought you were going to say that was their best one. It is 91 for sure. Absolutely. It was the summer of 91 when that came out. Hornacia says, I don't listen to Metallica, but they had some good ones. Why would you not listen to Metallica? Like, they're awesome. They're the best. Bo is Great says that no one has mentioned Hank Jr. and Run DMC. Yeah, Raising Hell was absolutely incredible, right? Let's see. I Am Bailey 5 says best song Metallica did was Domo Arigato, Mr. Roboto. Hey, if you guys are on SiriusXM, if you're subscribers like we are, they're doing the 80s top countdown. What do they call it? The VJ Big 80s countdown. And they're doing 83 this week. So it's March of 83. Dude, there are so many incredible songs. Like Africa. No, Come On Eileen was on there. Separate Ways by Journey was on there. There was one more that was like an epic story. So I was talking to Courtney, like the 5 greatest songs of the 80s from a mainstream perspective. Africa, Everybody Wants to Rule the World, something from Thriller, whether that's Beat It, Billie Jean, Thriller. What do you think, Courtney? What's the best of that group?
You're probably just going to have to go with Thriller, right?
I would probably go with Beat It, but...
Well, okay, Beat It.
We'll go with Beat It. Because you got the Eddie Van Halen solo in there. And then... I mean, Like Eye of the Tiger, probably. Although I'm biased because I cover Auburn and we've heard it a million times. All of us have. That's a great song, though, right, Courtney?
Yes.
And then I don't know what else. Fucking Hanging Tough or something. I don't know.
A Queen song.
Queen in the 80s? They were better in the 70s, weren't they?
Early 80s.
Early 80s. I don't know about that. Anyway. Let's see. Cassidy Pieces, that final scene from Real Genius sealed the deal for Tears for Fears. That's absolutely right. They have the space laser, the Marjorie Taylor Greene space laser that fires up the popcorn that blows out the fucking house as they're playing Everybody Wants to Rule the World. So
Space laser.
the space laser. It is. It's actually a space laser. Maybe she saw that and thought it was a documentary. I don't know. I Am Bailey 5 says the License to Ill is still a banging album. God, how can I forget that one? What all the greatest, man? You Got to Fight for Your Right to Party. What is that song? The one with the famous Mr. Red. Brass Monkey. No Sleep Till Brooklyn. Oh, my God. Did you listen to Beastie Boys?
Not
License
really.
to Ill?
No, not really.
What's the time? It's time to get ill, and what's the time? Also, R.I.P. to MCA on that one. Adam Yauch died like 5, 6, 7 years ago, Cordy. Sad. Cassidy P says MTG Space Laser. I damn near just spit my drink. Canoeman says Appetite for Destruction is an all-time classic of classics. You know, I have to absolutely agree, man. That's a serious oversight right there. Moby Alum jumps in to say the B-52s. That record they had late in the 80s. They had like Rome, Love Shack, Deadbeat Club. Was that Rome? What was the name of that record? I don't know. That was a great record. Smithereens, by the way. I know Will Collier's a big fan of the Smithereens, as am I. I was humming a Smithereens song when we did a podcast with Will maybe 3 months ago. I was humming. What is the name of that song? Blues Before and After, and he knew it. He goes, I can't believe you're humming that song. I go, oh my God, you know it? He goes, I just saw him in concert like 2 weeks ago. I was like, holy shit. Chip says, should I go see Fat Axl? You know, Axl Rose has gotten fat, Courtney. Do you like Guns N' Roses, Courtney?
Guns N' Roses?
Yeah.
Sure.
I was at a party in 1989, my friend Will Heron, and there was a girl in my class named Yvonne Holzboss, and her boyfriend, I don't know what his name was, but he was like Latin. And he comes up to us and he goes, you guys listen to Guns N' Roses? I go, fuck yeah, we do. And he goes, I want to party with you. I knew I liked that guy last night. Actually, we hung out with a guy named Alejandro last night. That was his actual name.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I thought that was just like a movie name, but that was his actual name. And he was drinking, it wasn't tequila, it was called...
it was mezcal.
Mezcal, yes.
Now in Alabama, that's mezcal.
Let's see. Moby Alum says she saw the Smithereens at a Pike party. Holy shit.
Nice.
I wish I was there. I wish I'd been there for that. Blues Before and After. I get the blues before and after loving you. Not you, because I love you. I mentioned earlier we went on our first date 31 years ago, Courtney.
Yes, we did.
Unbelievable. We went to a place called Logan's. You may have heard of it.
Yes.
And someone in this group got drunk as shit.
I did. I was nervous.
Nervous about what?
I was nervous because, you were such a stud, Jay.
I was a Mardi Gras
Everybody
king.
wanted Jay.
Mardi Gras
I
king.
was just the lucky camper, I guess.
It was an uncomfortable situation in the sense that I had been macking.
The chick on the double date with us, yes. Yes, that
We went
is
on a
correct.
double date with was he my roommate at the time, Courtney? I think he was.
Yes.
Ron.
Yes.
And we went on a double date with Courtney and then this girl named Melissa that I had actually been kind of macking on for like 6 months.
Exactly.
I didn't know Courtney. I didn't know Courtney. I barely knew you at the time. To be fair.
Yes. Blah, blah, blah.
And I mean, pretty much as soon as I got to know you, I don't know about you, but I was ready. I was good to go. Like I was like, I'm going to spend the rest of my life with this girl. But I had been macking on Melissa for a while. To no avail.
Well, I mean, I just wanted to know at the end of the night if you
You did. You got a little pushy
were
about that.
interested in
you
me
did.
or her.
You did.
I wasn't going to play around.
I don't know. Why would you give a shit at 18? Or were you even 17? How old were you?
I was 18, and I did
I love this whole
I don't play games.
I don't play games. I'm 18. Who gives a fuck?
Jay was busy playing games, so I didn't have time for that.
Kanuma jumps in and says, Courtney is incredible people. Commodore married way up. I am a huge fan of... First of all, I'm a huge fan of Courtney, but her whole family I liked. Of course...
Wait a minute.
They're all dead now.
That's some revisionist history, I think.
Well, hold on now. You're right. No, wait. Your dad, I loved your dad.
Yes.
I still get choked up about him. If I could take one person... I hope my mom's not listening. If I could take one person back, it'd be your dad. If I could get him back. Yeah, if I get him back for a week, I would take Rusty. Because I got questions. I got things I want to ask him.
Oh, no.
But your mom was tough on me sometimes.
Very tough.
Yeah, she was tough on me sometimes.
You kind of deserved it some, but...
No, you're right.
Not all the time.
You're right. Sam Howell's still here. What's up, man? Are we talking about country love? What does that mean? Courtney love. Courtney love. No, Courtney, my wife. I think he's just kidding, though. That is true, though. It was kind of weird. I didn't think about how, like, Melissa Stump was there. Oh, shit, I said her. Well, she's not that anymore, so nobody's going to know. Melissa, last name redacted. Yeah, it was kind of weird. Let's see. Cassidy P says, here's to outkicking our coverage at JGT. D Lucky says, here, Cassidy P. Look at that. We got D Lucky in here, Courtney.
Love me some D Lucky.
D Lucky's wife is pretty fucking awesome. I have to agree.
Yeah.
It's amazing that she has put up with him as long as she has.
Well, that's why we like each other, because we have that in common.
You and D Lucky's wife are both women that get shit done. And also Mobile alum, I have a feeling, gets shit done.
I think she does as well.
Mm-hmm. But D Lucky's wife is, she gets shit done. I don't think there's a lot of fucking around on her, She would understand what's going on and kick your ass over it. Mobile alum says, the Cars, the Church, Duran, NXS, Red Hot Chili Peppers, which Courtney just calls the Peppers.
Hey, I'm not the only one that does that, but you make fun of me for it.
No, you're right. What's your favorite song by the Cars, Courtney?
Yep.
Okay, my favorite song by the Cars would probably be...
Whatever Coach Malzahn tells you.
Oh, he did say the Cars
Yes.
is his favorite band, and I asked him for 2 songs, and he actually named 2 songs. I couldn't believe it. My favorite song by the Cars is probably Let's Go. Or maybe Since You're Gone. That's a good one, too. The Church, I can't name one song by the Church, honestly. Duran, that's why I dye my hair. John Taylor. That's why I started, and that's why I'm doing it now. John Taylor is I say this as a straight guy, he's a very sexy man.
He was. I don't know what he looks like now.
No, he probably looks great. He probably looks great. He's a fan of Aston Villa, though, if you guys are into Premier League, so whatever. This stuff matters to me. NXS, Michael Hutchins, by the way, died by suicide. Very sad. Favorite song by NXS, Courtney?
Yep.
Need You Tonight?
Yep.
The One Thing, probably my favorite. And Red Hot Chili Peppers, favorite song by them, Courtney? I know that one. Oh, come on. You've sang it a million times.
Danny California.
It's a great song. Cassidy P says the best song by the Cars is Phoebe Cates. That is, of course, Moving in Stereo from Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Of course, Hornatius says Air Supply was the goatest. Air Supply is like, here's my thought about Air Supply. Air Supply sounds like ass now, but like if you were trying to like get it on about 83, like if I was old enough to get it on 83, I would have been listening to I would have tried to woo my chick with Air Supply, I think.
Mackin with Air Supply.
Would it do it for you now, Courtney?
I mean, you can give it a try.
Like, generally it's just white noise now that gets it for you.
Yeah, you're not talking.
Wait, what? I don't know where we're going with here. Yes, my man, Dammit Lewis says, just what I needed. Also a great song by the Cars. My Best Friend's Girl. I'm still part of a Facebook group. It's called Let's Get the Cars in the Hall of Fame. That's how old it is. Because the Cars are now in the Hall of Fame. But at one time they weren't, and it was sad. Also, one of the great bands from Boston. Can you name any of the great bands from Boston, Courtney?
Boston.
Jay Giles Band, Donna Summer, and Boston and the Cars.
I got
and
one.
And Aerosmith.
I got one.
Aerosmith, too. Let's see. Bubby Lum jumps in again, says Rush. Oh, my God. Now, Courtney's actually been to a Rush concert. You might have been
I've
more.
Been to 2.
Have you been to 2?
Yep.
Because I've been to more than that.
Well,
You went to one in Cincinnati, and you also went to one in
Nash Vegas.
Nash Vegas with Maddie when she
That was when she had there was
Maddie may have
stinky
gotten
smoke.
a contact high. She goes, "What does that smell?" I go,
Stinky smoke.
"I don't know. I don't know, Maddie. I don't know what that is. I don't know. I don't even know what it is." Hey, I wonder if we get that. Can I get that on here?
What?
The interview I did with Maddie when she was high, like at 12.
Maddie was not high.
She was not. No, she got the contact buzz, and she was like, "What's going on, Dad?" I go, "I don't know." It wasn't from us. It was from the people that were sitting in front of us. How in the hell do I find that stuff, Courtney?
I have no idea.
There's a thing on my phone, and it's got the interview with Maddie on it, but I can't remember how to do it.
Well, you'll have to find that later.
Voice memo. Yeah, this is a great video, isn't it? Voice memos is what it is. Let's see how far back these go. When do you think we went to the Rush concert? I don't know.
It was after Weezer. So 5, 6 years old.
It's just stuff like.
So 08.
I must be still connected to the thing downstairs. Oh, I am. I gotta disconnect that. Okay. Hold on. We'll see if we can get some Maddie interviews on here.
That's Leroy Jenkins.
Is that Leroy Jenkins?
Yeah.
What is that?
Tell me again how smart you are. I'm really smart.
Oh, this is. Oh, yeah. I'll see if you guys get any interest out. So I interviewed my daughter in 2013. That's 10 years ago, right?
Yeah, it is 10 now.
And this is what I asked her. I don't know.
You have a degree in engineering.
Sure don't.
Are you going to get a degree in engineering?
No, that sounds really boring.
What are you going to get a degree in?
Veterinarian stuff.
That sounds really boring.
It's better to cure things than to build things.
How about I cure your mouth by spanking you?
That'd be a really bad idea.
Okay, that sounds great. That's great.
Freaking nerd.
Now everybody's like, Jay spanks his daughter. I don't know about that. Mobile Alum says Rush, which I have been to at least 3 Rush shows.
I don't think you'll be going to any more.
No, I don't think so. Considering their drummer died. What's his name, Courtney?
Neil.
That is exactly right. Mm-hmm. Yes. Outstanding. AU256 says Neil Peart might be the greatest drummer to ever live. I have to agree with that. Moby Alum says she saw Rush in Pensacola. Unbelievable. We saw him in Cincinnati and Nashville, yeah. We saw him on the Time Machine tour in Nashville, and then when we were in Cincinnati, it was for Test for Echo, I believe. What is my favorite Rush song? That is a tough one there. I don't think I could pick one. Probably if it was one song, it would be the one from Exit Stage Left, A Passage to Bangkok. I love that song. Auburn Dad for Life says Hotel California is the best. That is a incredible song. Yes, it is really, really good. Who is the band with the greatest horns? Probably Chicago, right? Or you and your bro. That's my answer. Also, D Lucky jumped in and said Chicago. Absolutely. I think so. I think you're right. Let's see. Mobile Alum jumps in with another super chat. Courtney says, also love Etta James. I don't know a song by her. Ella Fitzgerald. I'm familiar with her, but I don't know her songs. And Air Supply sucks.
Oh, damn.
I'll have you know, young lady, that Air Supply is one of the great Australian bands outside of Men at Work. I'm All Out of Love. Making Love Out of Nothing at All. Some classic Air Supply songs there. But you're probably right, Mobile Alum. Honestly, they're not great. Oh my gosh, Mobile Alum jumps in again, Courtney. She says 70s Heart, which would include Barracuda. Don't Laugh, but ABBA. What's wrong with ABBA? Courtney had Dancing Queen at our wedding. Yeah, Dancing Queen.
Yep.
Waterloo. That's good stuff. Actually, we were listening to that the countdown today from March of '83 had the song by Frida. There's something going on with Phil Collins playing drums on that. Courtney, did you know that?
Why don't you sing a little bit?
There's something going on. I know there's something going on. That's about all I know.
When you get your British voice out, your lip.
I know there's
cooks
something
out.
going on. Cassidy P said something about AC/DC. I think that we can claim AC/DC. I think those guys, there's 2 British guys, 1 Australian guy, 1 American guy in that band, as I recall. But I think we only half claim him. Like he was born in America, but he grew up somewhere else. I don't know. You guys might know more about it than I. Kyle, Damn It Lewis says Heart is underrated. I'm not sure that I respect Heart the way that I should. Of course, Nancy and Ann Wilson, the heartbeat of Heart, so to speak. Two women in the 70s really trailblazing, honestly. It was tough because women did not get a fair shake at all back in those days. You can make the argument they don't now either, but to be able to break through in the 70s as women was pretty impressive. Great vocals and innovative ideas. Barracuda is the one that sticks out for me. But then they got really sappy in the 80s with that, the one where she like took the guy's load and then she had a baby and wanted him to fuck off and never talk to her again. What was that song? All I Want to Do Is Make Love to You. Like that was kind of bad. But the song Never, it's a great song right there. AU256 asked me for my favorite Foo Fighters song. I'm not a Foo Fighters fan. I respect them very much. Dave Grohl's an absolute legend. Obviously, he's a channel legend. He should be. But I just don't listen to their music. So my favorite song by Foo Fighters would probably be I'll Stick Around from their very first record. Well, it was really his record at the time because it was such a fuck you to Courtney Love. But yeah, I don't really. There's another song I really like by them. It was on Guitar Hero or Rock Band. Shit, I can only name like 3 or 4 songs by them. Big Me, we played at our wedding.
Oh, we did.
We did play Big Me.
We did.
Everlong, Cassidy P says, yeah, that's a great song. Particularly that acoustic version that they played on Stern was incredible. D Lucky says Hero, also a great song. Cleveland Brown has a question for you, Courtney. He says, what were your pet peeves about Commodore back in the day of dating versus now? Very interesting question.
Commodore used to wear a hat all the time.
I did. That is absolutely
all
true.
the time. Never went out of the house without a baseball hat on.
Why did I do that?
It used to drive me crazy because, I wanted to get a little kiss and it always hit me right in the middle of the forehead and I had like a dent right there in my forehead. True. That was annoying as hell. And then he was not fully aware of when you came into a house that you had to take said hat off. And so we had a couple of debates back and forth about that. So that was probably the biggest. Was your hat?
Yeah, it's hard to. It's hard for me to remember, but I was there and I do remember. But I forget that I wore hats all the time.
Yes, you did.
I have such beautiful hair. I don't know why I would have worn.
You do have beautiful.
I don't know why I would have worn hats all the time. I think it was because I was a baseball player, and you wear a baseball hat all the time. D Lucky says LL Cool JG. Boom. That's what I'm talking about. I wish I was as cool as him. Ladies love Cool James. I know what that is. AU256 says, how are you not a Foo Fighters fan and had them as the opening to the Rundown for a while? That's absolutely true. I love that song. Learn to Fly was our bumper music until I realized it was copyrighted and I wasn't going to get on Spotify with it like that. And then Midnight Tulips went to the Foo Fighters concert with, well, it was after Taylor Hawkins died. They did like the benefit concert or whatever. She brought me back a sweatshirt. So I felt very much like a Foo Fighters fan at that point, Courtney. But I love Dave. Like, I know he's a cool dude, and I totally respect him. But their music just doesn't speak to me. I don't know. I don't really know what to say. I feel the same way about like Springsteen and like Pearl Jam. Like, much respect, but it's just not my thing, man. I like one song by Pearl Jam, and it's Life Wasted. I really like that song. But like everything else just sounds like, I don't know, just doesn't really do it for me. And then Dancing in the Dark by Bruce Springsteen, I love it. But like the rest of the stuff, like I respect it, but I don't know. It's just not really it's not my thing, really. Also, Mobile Lump jumps in with another super chat. Says Rage Against the Machine, one of my all-time favorite records. Golly, The Battle for L.A. Courtney, not a fan of this group at all, but Tom Morello, Zach De La Rocha. I would say that if there was one, I think I've said this on the show before, if there was one concert I could go back to that I didn't go to, but I could like transport there, it would be Rage Against the Machine at Woodstock 99. Unfucking believable set. Like, I don't think that would be your choice, would it?
No, especially not in that, what happened.
I mean, just like, oh my God.
Like, that.
To just be like sitting like, let's say like fifth row, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. And they're like, oh my God, like the fucking
Yeah, you would love it for about 20 minutes, and then somebody would have to take a helicopter to get you out of there.
Get off me!
Because you couldn't do it after that. You would be freaked out and nasty. Yeah, you couldn't handle it after that.
I know. You're probably right about
I'm
that.
100% right. I know you too well.
Mobile alum jumps in again. Jewel, you were meant for me, but I was meant for you. Is that what it? Yeah? Mm-hmm. Is that right? She's got some good songs. She played at UK when I was there at 96, and she was a nobody at the time. I remember this. And our arts writer was trying to get me to go to the show. I was just like, who the fuck is that? I don't know. No, I'm not going. If it's not Rush or Depeche Mode, I'm not going. I think she played at Linus, by the way. Kyle, Dammit Lewis says food deep tracks are better than radio stuff. I probably would agree with that. I mean, I like that. I mean, again, much respect on Foo Fighters. I got nothing bad to say about them. I think that they're good dudes and they do the right things. I mean, I've seen this stuff on Facebook, which I'm sure it's true, but about Dave Grohl going out and cooking for folks in the last couple of weeks because it's been icy there in Los Angeles, and he just went out and started cooking for homeless people. Like that's the kind of guy he is. He's incredible. Let's see. Cassidy pieces enjoy Inside Job by PJ, written from a place of struggle with addiction and loss. Hit home when I lost my sister. Wow, I didn't know you lost your sister, bro. Sorry to hear that. We got to talk about that sometime because I think there's some unresolved issues in my brain about losing my sister. I still talk about my sister Kim sometimes when I'm talking with my mom.
That's good. You need to.
I mean, I do, and she usually goes, Kimberly.
It's important to still talk about it. You can't pretend like those people weren't around.
Damn it, says, are we still discussing 80s bands? Yeah, more or less. Bo is great, says George Thorogood. We love George Thorogood. Courtney, your favorite song by George Thorogood?
No chance. No chance.
Well, it was a remake, but what's that song? Move Over Little Dog, the big old dog's moving in. That's actually a Hank Senior song. But Bad to the Bone's pretty good, Courtney. I don't know if you're into that one. Johnny B. Good asked, are we a 7 to 10 seed? Yes, that is my thought. I think the win today over Tennessee clinches a berth in the NCAA tournament. Johnny B., I think at this point they're a 10-ish, something like that. And I think wins in Nashville would move them up. You know what I'm saying? Depending on who they're playing. But a couple wins in Nashville, I think, move them up to a 9-ish seed. I think they're a 10 right now. Not Salty said 1 bourbon, 1 scotch, and 1 beer. What? That song is so fucking long, and the first 60% of it is kind of slow, but then it picks up and it's incredible. I 1 bourbon, 1 scotch, and 1 beer. You know that one?
Yes, but I thought it was I want bourbon.
Yeah, I want. Oh no, it's 1 bourbon, 1 scotch, and 1 beer.
It was I want bourbon.
I was telling Courtney the other day, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Oh, by the way, we're down to 59 viewers, so we're getting there. We're almost down to just our dozen. Our dirty dozens.
Dozens.
I was telling you about how Stevie Ray Vaughan when he would play live was playing rhythm and lead by himself, like he did it on 1 guitar. And you're yawning right now, and that's exactly what you did when I told you about that. You didn't think that was a big feat at all, but
I mean, I'm sure it is a big feat, but
Stevie Ray Vaughan could play again rhythm and lead on the same guitar at the same time. Like he's a fucking genius. And I think only had 2 guitars. It was number 1 and fuck, I forgot what his girl's name was. He named his guitar after his girl.
Allison.
No.
Megan.
No. I can't remember.
Henrietta.
Let's see, Kyle. Dammit Lewis says as a kid he thought Thorogood and Steppenwolf were the same person. I could see that. Hornation says Jay wants to get Travis Scotted at Woodstock 99. Yeah, my daughter's a huge fan of Travis Scott. And so whenever I go, yeah, Maddie, why don't you go to a concert and get fucking crushed? And she's like, it only happened once, man. It wasn't you. She got a bunch of why isn't I thought she was going to come on the show.
You know how she is.
What does she do? What does she say? You're not going to do it?
Anyway, moving on.
Mobile alum says Soundgarden. She's a fan of Soundgarden. Of course, Chris Cornell, rest in peace. Incredible vocalist. What's your favorite song by Soundgarden, Courtney?
Nope.
You could say Jesus Christ Pose. You could say Black Hole Sun.
Oh, I do know that.
Both of those would be acceptable. Yeah, Mobile alum likes Black Hole Sun. Let's see. Blake says, I too lost my sister in 2017. Know how you gentlemen feel, JGT. Yeah, Cassidy P and Blake know something about that. I think mine was 16, but same time frame, man, for sure. Unfortunately, my sister was right on that front end of that fucking, what is that stuff called, Courtney? Fentanyl. Yeah, fentanyl. Yeah. She promised me she was never going to use that stuff again, and then she did. But, I mean, that's a story we've all probably heard, right? One way or another. Let's see. Mobile alum says Stevie Ray Vaughan, best guitarist ever. I would argue that he's as good as anybody that's ever played, in my opinion. Now, there's a lot of different genres when it comes to playing guitar, right? You can be like Slash. You can be like Clapton. You can be like Robert Johnson. You can be like B.B. King. You can also be like Buckethead, who's incredibly fast. Shit, man. Chip says Fell on Black Days. How can I not fucking remember that? That is the best song. Fell on Black Days. What a depressing song, but at the same time, brilliant. Let's see. Eddie J says he lost his brother in 2013. I'm sorry, bro. We ought to have like a show where we just dedicate it to our like siblings. That, you know what I mean? Like, seriously. Might be good for us if we do something like that. Maybe in the summertime when there's not much going on, you know? Let's see. Mobile alum says sad the lead singer killed himself. Yeah, I mean, it is sad. Chris Cornell, of course, lead singer both of Soundgarden and also Audioslave. It's tough living siblings, man. And my sister was, she's my little sister, about 7 years younger than me. And what kind of, something that happened to me today. So my daughter's home for spring break, and I went in her room because her cat's in there. Did you hang out with her cat?
Yep.
And my daughter has a picture of her and my sister still in her bedroom. Kimberly, my sister. And I don't know, it kind of almost made me kind of cry a little bit. Because Maddie was like, in the picture, she's probably like 3 or something like that. And my sister was still alive and stuff. And so I get a little upset thinking about it. Honestly, I miss my sister.
Anyway, let's move right along from that.
I mean, it's just like, my mom being in the condition she's in now. And, I just wonder if my sister could help her.
Anyway.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm getting a little upset. I get that way sometimes. It's no big deal. Auburn Dad, listen to this, Courtney. Auburn Dad says, I lost my 14-year-old daughter in 2017, so I understand, by the way. Gosh. I sent the DM on the bunker. Ugh. Can you imagine? God dang, man. I had no idea, bro. God bless you. I just can't imagine the pain. Oh, my God. Cassidy Pieces, fantastic guitarists who don't always get their due. Danny Gatton, who I don't know. Roy Buchanan, I don't know him. And Jeff Beck, of course, everybody knows Jeff Beck. Yeah, Jeff Beck. Wow, he's really good. Auburn Dad for Life thinks Black Hole Sun is an outstanding song, which I agree with completely. Not Salty says Derek Trucks, who I don't know. I know the name, but I don't know him. Billy Strings, I don't know him either. Although I think we have a bunker member named Billy Strings, right? All good guitarists. I probably don't know. Probably don't know as many as I should. I don't know, man. Whew. Yeah, Not Salty says, so sorry, man. Holy cow. Thoughts and prayers still, even though it's been a while. Yeah, probably talking about Auburn Dad for Life. God, that's tough, dude. Whew. Sometimes it's good to kind of get in your feelings a little bit. I don't know. I'm not trying to bring the show down or anything. We got literally dozens of people on the show, but let's see. Hornatius jumps in with a super chat. Mobile alum, thank you very much for your super chats. You've had like 10 in a row. Hornatius says, take a double, and Courtney needs to funnel a beer. Courtney, are you interested in funneling a beer?
I'm not interested in it, but of course I can.
Would you be interested in drinking some bourbon, though? By the way, I'm drinking this Hewling Station single barrel. This is from Memphis, Tennessee. Usually I don't like Tennessee bourbon. But, there you go. And it's been solid. I mean, 110 proof. I mean, I'm good with it. Do you want a slug of this?
No, thank you.
Okay. Very good. I did offer you that. Hey, are we going to end up going to Logan's?
Yep. It's about that time.
Do you want to do that?
Yes, of course.
Are you serious? I mean, am I in the condition to go to Logan's right now?
It doesn't matter what condition you're in. You need to go because.
So, Courtney and I, our first date I mentioned earlier on March 4th, 1992, was at a Logan's Roadhouse in Lexington, which I don't think is open anymore.
I don't think. I think it's a car wash now.
Of course it is. So we thought about going to the Logan's out in Prattville, just kind of, full circle it.
Yep, that's what we're gonna do.
Can I ask you a question? Do we have to do that? Because I don't necessarily think I'm in the condition to go.
Listen, it's time to wrap this up. It's been a while.
Since what?
It's been a while since you started this.
We can write a song about that. It's called "It's Been a While Since I Said I'm Sorry." You know that song right there.
Sure I do.
Kaduman wants.
Hey, Pug.
Oh my goodness, we've got. We've got Maverick in the house. Come here, Mav. Come here.
Oh, Mavie. Come here. Go say hi. Oh, come say hi to all the people, Mavie.
Hey. Oh, I got you, bro. I got you. Look at that. Hey, you want to say what's up? Hey, you want to say what's up to everybody? That's my guy, Maverick, the pug, right there. Hey, Miss Maddie is now in the house. Madison, I don't know if there's Blake R says stained. That's exactly right. It's been a while since I said I'm sorry. Courtney or Maddie, would you like to jump on the horn there for a second? Like on the stick there?
Sure.
You got to have the mic in your hand though. We can't see you though.
To.
What's up, Maddie?
What's up?
It's great to have you here on the show. Do you want to sit down for a minute?
Yeah, Maverick's in my spot.
Well, I don't know why Maverick's doing that. Oh God, I got to turn this. Sorry, did the wrong one there. Let's see. Mobile Alum says, "Love you guys. I'm peace out." She's out of here. Mobile Alum's gonna bounce. We love you, girl. She's a warrior. She's a warrior. Mobile Alum's out in the greater Mobile area. Courtney or Maddie, you know that because you live out that way.
Yes, I do.
Thoughts on your junior year so far?
It's been pretty good. I changed my major to like healthcare management stuff.
Wait, did you tell me?
Yeah, I did.
Oh yeah, okay.
You just don't care.
I do care, Maddie.
Aw. My dad doesn't like me, guys.
I think you're awesome. Hey, are you going to drive us out to Prattville?
Sure.
Did you know that?
If I can drive the pimped out Sonata.
Did you know that we went on our first date 31 years ago, Maddie?
Yeah, I figured that's what we were doing going out there.
And we went on our first date at a Logan's Roadhouse and your mom got drunk as shit. How do you feel about that? She probably wasn't 18. Do the math.
What were you drinking, Courtney? Do you remember?
Hillbilly teas.
Hillbilly teas.
Yeah, she was drinking an LIT. Long Island tea, as they call it, Maddie. Have you ever had one of those?
No, I have not. I don't consume alcohol because I'm not of drinking age.
Let me ask you a question, Maddie. Under penalty of death, have you ever had Fireball?
Under penalty of death?
Have you ever had Fireball?
Are we putting this on my mama?
Well, she's right here, so you can ask her yourself.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to get hate for it, but Fireball is a good choice.
Oh, I had some last night, and I thought it was asshole. I really did.
For real?
Cassidy P says, Logan's on a Saturday. Courtney on the stick. No, it's actually Maddie on the stick. Sounds like we need to go. We need to let you go, Commodore. Wait, hold on, man. I'm fine. Knuman says, dozens of us. Dozens. This is so we have like 60 people on. That's like 40 people that left their computer. Like they went to make dinner. And then we got 20 people. Hornacia says Maddie takes bourbon naps daily. Yeah, that's her mom. Courtney talked about a bourbon nap earlier.
That's funny.
That is pretty funny, actually. And
Fireball throw up emoji.
Yes, Blake R says Fireball throw up emoji. Courtney, how do you feel about that? Boa's great says Kaio's exec listening.
Don't snitch.
Courtney,
you can't tell. Fun fact, we are not allowed to have any type of alcohol anywhere near our sorority house. And they're like, kind of take that for real.
Really?
Yes, you were there on family weekend.
Well, I mean, I fucking partied,
They were telling some adults to cut that out.
Is that true? They didn't tell me that.
That's true. Well, you were tucking it.
What does that mean, tucking?
You were being discreet with it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I wasn't like drinking.
You weren't
out.
like drinking out the bottle. I think somebody's mama was drinking out the bottle.
Somebody's grandma was actually.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I mean, what's the big deal with that? You gonna tell that woman to not drink? She's fucking 80 years old.
Yeah, she's gonna do what she wants.
Hey, I was telling the folks earlier, Madison, that went in your bedroom earlier to hang out with your cat.
Yeah,
and I saw a picture of you and Kimberly.
Yeah.
Which kind of got me a little bit emotional.
What?
I like Kimberly. I miss Kimberly.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
You hung out with her too, right?
We miss Kimmy, yeah.
We got a bunch of people in the chat who have lost siblings and kids through the years, and it's tough, man. It's just tough.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It kind of sucks not having an auntie.
Wait, you don't have... Yeah, you lost both your aunties, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And all my uncles.
My sister passed away. Courtney's sister passed away.
And I have 2 cousins, guys.
Wait, who are your cousins?
Stuart and Dylan.
Oh, so you got one and a half.
Stop.
Dylan.
Hey, Dylan's watching.
Dylan, you know I got your back, bro. Of course.
Dylan's watching.
Let's see. Not Salty says daughter is a Kaio as well, Maddie. Just not at AU. Where's she at, bro?
Yeah, we gotta know. Sister check.
Yeah, let's see if we can get some. By the way, Maddie is a Kaio, and then her mom, administrative assistant, is a Kaio as well.
And her sissy.
Well, that's right. And your aunt was as well, right? Mm-hmm. Jennifer was a Kaio at Miami, Ohio.
Oh yeah.
I liked Kaios back in the day. In fact, the only girls I really wanted to date at Transylvania University were Kaios, with the exception of the ones that weren't Kaios.
Maddie, what's your favorite 80s song?
Yeah, hey, yeah. What do you think is the best 80s song, Maddie?
The best 80s song.
Like, if you not necessarily your favorite, but what you think is like the number one 80s song. I'm curious. Because you know enough about music to fucking choose that.
Were the Eurythmics in the 80s?
Fuck yeah, of course.
Okay, I'm gonna go with Sweet Dreams.
Sweet Dreams Are Made of This. It's a great song.
It really just gives off the 80s vibe, and it's a bop that it's just everlasting.
That's a good. No,
makes you want to jig.
God, I so thought you were gonna say jizz.
No.
I so thought jig. Okay. G-I-G?
J-I-G.
J-I-G, okay.
Get jiggy with it? You never heard of that?
Yeah, like from fucking 20 years ago, yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry. Didn't know I was too out of date for you.
Look at this. Bo is great, says he married a Kaio. Cassidy P says, ain't no trancy girls like a Kaio trancy girl. Right. Maddie, but that could have been you. You could have been a trancy Kaio.
Yeah, I guess I could have. I could have been a Kaio at Pepperdine.
That's not where I was going with that, but that's cool. Let's see. Kanuman says Long Island tea will get you L-I-T. Courtney, you learned that.
Long Island teas not have any tea in them?
They have like a drop.
Like a drop of tea, but it's really about the liquor.
Okay.
Whale Driver says Jump by Van Halen. That's a great song, too, from the 80s.
Yeah, true.
Do you know that one, Courtney? Or Maddie?
Maddie.
Sorry.
Yeah. Acting like I haven't heard that.
Cassidy P says the number one 80s song is Take On Me by Aha.
Yeah, true. That's
no, you can make that argument. You can make that argument.
Good one.
That's a great video, too.
Yes. I even remember that video.
Courtney,
watch it on your VHS.
What do you tell me about that video,
VHR.
Courtney? What's like what's the theme of that video?
It's black and white.
It is black and white, so I'll give you credit for that. You know what you're talking about, yeah.
Was Devo in the 80s?
It was, Maddie. It was.
I like Whip It.
Whip It is a great song from 81 or 82, maybe.
Yeah, I like Whip It.
Whip It good?
Or Beat It. I mean, that's a classic.
That's what I fucking told your mom earlier. I said, of all the Michael Jackson songs, I think Beat It is the one that people would go to.
Purple Rain. That's literally the only song.
Nah, I don't know about that, man. That's probably top 25, but not top 10, not top 5.
Nah, that's not.
So here, Maddie, here's the ones that I think are the number one songs from the 80s, okay? Africa.
Okay.
Come On Eileen.
Yeah.
Everybody Wants to Rule the World.
What is Sweet Caroline?
That's not 80s, I don't think.
Is that 70s?
I think it's from the 70s, yeah.
Oh.
Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Tomorrow Night by Steel Panther. And then Gang Bang at the Old Folks Home by Steel Panther.
That's a good one.
That's not 80s. Blake says Van Halen was so much better with David Lee Roth. Yeah, I mean, I feel like we all agree with that, right?
I'm going to be so transparent. I don't know who that is.
What?
I don't know who David Lee Roth is. I know who the Eurythmics are, but I don't know who David Lee Roth is. Yes, I know who Van Halen is.
Oh, my God. He was the original lead singer for Van Halen, Maddie.
Oh.
Yeah, and then they changed in 86, or 85, whatever, and they went to another guy named Sammy.
How are you expecting me to know that? If we're being honest.
Weren't you there?
I don't think I was.
You were born in 02, right?
Yeah, good guess.
Madison, you're a great success story. I'm so glad you got into college.
Success story? What does that mean?
I thought you got
into college.
Yeah, you got into college, and that was great. Also, Courtney made a point earlier. I was asking you about the great 80s songs, and you said "We Are the Champions," which is a great choice because that is everybody knows that song, right?
Yeah.
"We Are the Champions, my friends." And that came out like 81, 82, so that would definitely count.
But you shit on me earlier.
No, I didn't. I said that was a great choice.
No, you shit on me when I said early 80s Queen.
Yeah. Early 80s Queen was not the greatest Queen. 70s Queen. One thing that I do love about my daughter, though, and her music taste, is you like Queen. I mean,
Yeah,
you listen
I do
to
like
some Queen's really good.
Yeah, I do.
They are super underrated. By the way, everybody canceled Aerosmith over this fucking Steven Tyler raped a girl a long time ago thing. So the Rock and Roller Coaster is now going to be.
Oh, I saw that.
Did you see
It's going
that?
to be Queen themed.
It is.
That's going to be crazy.
Well,
I need to ride that.
until we find out that Freddie Mercury raped somebody in 72, and then we're going to change that shit too.
He would never. He's too much of an icon.
That's what they said about Michael Jackson too, Maddie.
Yep.
Cass DP jumps in. Okay, I have to change a diaper. Holy shit! What? Peace out. Also, not enough mention of Hall & Oates for the 80s. They maybe defined Reagan rock. You know, I would honestly argue that Daryl Hall is one of the possibly the greatest vocalists of the 80s. He's incredible. Daryl Hall. Corny thoughts.
Okay.
Corny, Maddie, do you know a song by Hall & Oates?
I definitely recognize the name, but I cannot put a song.
If you could
to
just
it.
talk into the mic, that'd be great.
Sorry. I have heard the name, but I cannot put a song to the name.
Man Eater, Private Eyes,
Oh, Private Eyes. Yeah.
One on One.
Yeah. Okay.
One on One.
Private Eyes. I love playing that on Rock Band.
Of course you do, because it's easy, right?
Guys, I can play expert on guitar. That is verified.
Certain songs, yeah.
Yeah, I can't play
Can you
Crazy
play-
Train.
Can you play Queens of the Stone Age?
No. I cannot play anything above 4 difficulty on expert, but I can play anything on hard.
Can your daddy play that?
Yeah.
That's right. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, you mentioned I was texting you earlier. I don't want to betray any covenants we have in place here, but I asked you if you were drinking last night, and you said no. I'm going to drink tomorrow night, which was actually tonight, right?
Yeah, I was assuming that we were going to drink tonight.
And I said Steel Panther has a song called "Tomorrow Night," which is about getting some pussy, and then you said,
I don't remember what I said.
"You said, yeah, I figured." Because you think Steel Panther, all they sing is about bitches and pussy, right?
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I figured.
I have taken my daughter to a Steel Panther concert, by the way.
I was 17.
She did not come away pregnant. I don't know how that happened.
I was 17 years old.
I don't know how that happened, but she didn't. And,
I was definitely the youngest person by 20 years. It was at a very popular music spot in downtown Mobile.
It was at Soul Kitchen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I figured, I don't know, maybe the bitches would come out, but they didn't.
The bitches did come out, but they weren't your age.
They were
my
grown
age.
bitches.
They were my age.
Whenever we people your age at Troubadours or something in Mobile, we're like, what a fucking creep.
What'd you say? What if what?
Whenever we see a grown ass man at the college bars, we're just like, ew, what a creep.
Yeah, I wouldn't go to a college bar, man.
I mean, yeah, but what labels something a college bar,
Like the bitches are young.
Just bars in Mobile are all college bars.
Are they really?
Yeah.
They gotta have an old man's bar there somewhere, right?
I mean, yeah, they have old men bars, but I'm just saying.
AU256 says, Maddie, put that on your resume.
What?
Bo is great. He says he headed out, folks. Good drink. Take care, guys. Well, we love Bo. It's great. One of my Pike brothers in arms, for sure. Let's see. Whale Driver says, I've got an amazing story about We Are the Champions playing at Waffle House with a bunch of army dudes after we killed bin Laden.
That's pretty lit.
Yeah, that is pretty lit. Chip says Soul Kitchen is where it's at. He knows.
Yeah, Soul Kitchen's pretty cool.
You were third row at the Steel Panther concert. And again.
Of the 3 rows.
No, there were like 10 rows. And I can't believe that you got out of there not pregnant, Maddie. But I mean,
Yeah.
I mean,
Is that a win?
yeah. I mean, I wasn't sure what was going to happen there because there's a lot of energy at a Steel Panther show.
Yeah, there is quite a lot of energy.
Who's your favorite member of the band? Is it Sticks It In Ya?
No,
Satchel?
Lexi.
Oh no, Lexi quit.
No,
he got kicked out of the band, Maddie.
Oh my God, what'd he do?
Well, he might have had a little bit of a problem. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, for real.
So he got is his replacement any good?
Spider, he's pretty good. Yeah, hell yeah. They have a new song out. It's called "It's Never Too Late to Get Some Pussy Tonight." It's their big song off the new record, Maddie. What are you laughing about?
I mean, facts.
Wait, what?
It's never too late, I guess.
Wait, are you what?
What?
What? They actually have a Wikipedia page here. That's incredible.
Everything has a Wikipedia. I'm sure you have a Wikipedia page.
Wait,
JG.
I probably need one, don't I?
You can make your own.
Oh my God.
Autobiography.
I am not able to find the song. Let's see. Steel Panther. The new one is called "On the Prowl," I believe.
Yeah.
Is that right, Courtney?
Yep.
Are you gonna play it for the audience or
No,
something? What are you doing?
I get in trouble if I do that. Okay, so here are the songs on the record. We've got "Is My Dick Enough?" That's I don't know if that's a question or a statement. Porn Star, Sleeping on the Rollaway, On Your Instagram. That's actually a really good song.
On your Instagram.
Yeah, it says, "Why aren't you the girl that you're on your Instagram?" Because you
I
actually
like
look fucking gross in real life, but you look good on Instagram.
I like the next one.
One Pump Chump.
Yes, that's my favorite.
Does it end? Does the Instagram one end that they would still take you even though you're ugly?
Well, it depends on if you put out. Really, is the question. Wait, what are you talking about? Friends with Benefit also is a great song. Friends with Benefits, Teleporter,
You want to know something really funny,
Magical
Dad?
Vagina.
You want to know something funny? You know how when you turn your car on, like the first song that you have in your Apple Music library turns on like automatically?
Yeah, I have noticed that.
Okay.
Maddie.
You know what my song is on my phone?
What?
Weenie Ride by Steel Panther.
That's a good one.
I know it like word for word now because sometimes I'm just too like preoccupied to change it. So I just sit there. And that New Kids on the Block song that's like, Hanging Tough.
Hanging Tough.
Yeah.
By the way, we had a question about the softball game. South Alabama beat Auburn somehow.
Hell yeah, go Jags.
That's some fucking bullshit right there.
Go Jags. My friend is actually the softball manager.
Manager? They have like 5 probably, man.
No, they have 1.
South Alabama beat Auburn 2-1 softball in the first game between these two powerhouses.
Nah, for real, that's crazy.
God, I'm disgusted, man. What the hell happened here? My God. Let's see. Auburn went 1 for 22 at the plate. Holy shit! The hell, man.
Is the South pitcher good or something?
Well, I mean, Auburn starter Shelby gave up 2 runs, and then Maddie gave up 1.
See if a girl named Everett is on the South thing. She's in Cayo.
Nope.
Oh,
She didn't play today.
Dang.
Their pitcher pitched a great game, honestly.
Nice.
I guarantee her name's Olivia, but it's Lackey. So you got a Cayo on the team?
Yeah, she like actually plays. I think she's like going through some type of illness right now.
What the fuck are you talking about? Illness? Like she has
know.
COVID or something?
She's being really like ambiguous about it and shit. So I wasn't finna ask her questions.
She's having like anti-penis or whatever?
She asked for prayers, so I feel like it's something like.
Oh, well then she's probably not playing, Maddie.
Well, yeah, I'm just saying. I thought that was the roster.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Auburn played South Alabama yesterday with their star pitcher, and Auburn won the game 3-0 because Maddie Penna. There's a girl named. It's so fucking weird from Maddie because there's a girl that pitches for Auburn, and her name is Maddie, and she's
just
exactly
like
your
me,
age.
doesn't she?
No, she didn't look like you, but she's your age.
Yeah.
She's a junior. Her
Yeah.
name's Maddie, and I'm just like. Anyway, she's like Nolan Ryan out there. Like she is so disgusting. If they pitched her every game, they would never lose because she would never give up a run. But anyway,
Blake Robinson said Maddie didn't pitch. Maddie Tate or Auburn Maddie?
so Blake R was talking about in the game for Auburn. Shelby actually started that game and gave up the runs, and then Maddie came in and pitched in relief and like didn't give up a run. So I mean, dude, I'm telling you, Maddie, I don't think she's given a run this year. Maddie Penna is so disgusting. I said Nolan Ryan earlier, but Nolan Ryan actually walked people. Maddie Penna doesn't even walk people; she just kills them. She's so good, Maddie. It could have been you.
Oh my god. Yeah, I was about to say Maddie Tate did pitch. That did occur.
I have pictures.
I saw
I have pictures.
Will Coxon at the nail salon today. My
talking
old
about-
softball coach at the nail salon today.
What was she doing?
Getting her nails done. I don't know. She acted like she didn't know who I was.
You talking about Coach Chris?
Yeah.
Was she like, hey, what's up, Maddie?
Yeah. Nah, I heard her though. She did sound like that.
I could say this now that I've had some healing station. I kind of had a crush on her.
Are you for real?
Yeah, because like
Dad.
Maddie, we've talked about this before. I kind of like this thing. I kind of like
I mean, she's just bossy, so yeah.
yeah. I like girls that are kind of in that.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. I like girls that are kind of in that middle area between like.
Man and
No, like could she be gay or could she be straight? Like I'm in that middle area.
Say about your wife.
oh god.
Honey, to be fair, that girl at the Raiders game was hitting on you big time. Not the Raiders game, the Raiders watch along.
Oh, I was about to say.
So, Maddie, I don't know if I told you the story, but we were at a Raiders watch along for game 1 this year. And we were at a bar in Atlanta, and like everybody was having a hard time kind of getting this girl's attention. But every time your mom walked up, it was like, "What can I get you, sweetie?" And like, I mean, Courtney got her shit like that. It was no problem. And everybody else was like, "Fuck, man!" Like Courtney walks up with her, you know what I mean?
With my nice attitude.
I was talking about
My nice attitude.
yeah,
Her rock.
her rack. Yeah, it was her rack, really. And literally got dozens of people listening. Oh, we're at 50. That's not bad.
Tell us about your travel soccer.
Travel soccer fight. There were a lot.
Oh, yeah, you don't know about this, but when me and your mom got into a fight with well, not a fight, but like a disagreement with somebody at FC Red Star, the Columbus, Georgia people.
Like while I was in the middle of a soccer game?
Yeah.
What was going on?
She was running her fucking mouth, and I told her to shut the fuck up, and she told me she wasn't going to answer to me, and then Courtney said, well, how about me? And then we kind of, I mean, nothing really happened, but Courtney kind of handled it.
That's funny.
Yeah. FC Red Star Columbus, I really like to kick them in the balls. I don't like them.
What were they saying? Like saying that we were cheating or something?
No, they were just like, take her down. And I was like, fuck, man.
Yeah, let's be for real. I was probably like 13.
I got pictures of you like bitching at players on the field, though, like getting up in her fucking face.
Yeah,
and
I
shit.
remember those girls that were like stepping on our toes and we were pulling their hair and shit. Like,
One-
at some point you just got to start.
One thing that bugs me out, though, is that your senior year got cut short because of fucking COVID.
Yeah, that did suck.
That did suck. Yeah.
Like, suck doesn't even encapsulate it for real.
But I got a video. It's always on my Facebook feed of you hitting a free kick from like fucking 40 yards.
Yes, I know exactly what video
Like
you're talking about.
one of the last games y'all played before COVID hit.
And it was on the stadium field at
Yeah,
the
it
Y.
was. Yeah, it was. You fucking hit it, and that old girl was like,
was lit.
and you went, fuck you.
Yeah. Is JGT wearing Lululemon tonight?
Turtle, what's up, bro? Turtle, I referenced you earlier when you were talking about Faith.
He said he was on the toilet watching you.
Turtle was? Turtle says he's sitting here on the can like a busted can of biscuits. Courtney loved that phrase earlier. Sitting there with a can of biscuits.
That's the girl who's cinched up like this.
You fucking pull up your
Yeah.
Lululemons and it like takes your fupa like in half or whatever, bisects your fupa. So Tigre, yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Oh my god.
Solo Tigre jumps in and says, what up, JGT? Sorry to be late, but our power just came back on after 30 plus hours. Holy shit.
Hell no.
He's up in North Alabama.
Yeah, it was bad up there.
Oh, so I've been away from home. Ward amigo, we dancing. I think that's enough. Solo Tigre, I think they got it clinched tonight. That's a win over the number 3 net team. So, I mean, they're good now. 20-11, 10-8, they're getting in. I mean, it doesn't matter what happens in Nashville now, so. I mean, that's all good. Auburn Dad for Life says, later, JG and Drain also enjoy Logan's. Assuming we're going. Maddie, are you going to drive us to Logan's? It's a long fucking way.
I mean, I guess so.
I'd rather not, but whatever. Courtney, do we have to go?
You're supposed to say, I can't wait to experience that with you. Waiting.
Anyway, Maddie, how things been?
Pretty good.
Hey, what would you think about going to a brain drain up there on like April 28th?
And the mobiles.
We were thinking about.
Are you talking about me?
Yeah, fuck yeah, we are. So your
Oh.
birthday's on the 24th That's a big birthday for you. That's your 21st.
Yeah.
And then we were thinking about doing a brain drain in Orange Beach on the 27th, 28th. What do you think about that?
Sounds cool.
Would you go and be part of it?
Yeah, sure.
Would you like do some grip and grins with bunker members?
I don't know what that entails, but sure.
Well, I mean, no one's
Grip
gonna,
and grins?
They're not going to grab your ass or anything. They're just going to give you a handshake and go, "What's up, Maddie?" Word. Like, these are good folks.
Maddie Tate meet and greet? I don't know. I don't know.
Hey, why don't you stream some of your games though? For real, I talked about these folks earlier. You're really good at Brawl Stars, right?
Yeah, I've kind of. My parents got me a Switch because they love me so much.
And then you've been playing some Fortnite,
and I've
right?
been playing the Switch. I've been playing Fortnite and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
So of all the games you play, what do you think you're best at? Like,
I think I can become the best at Fortnite.
really?
But I feel like currently I'm better at Brawl Stars.
So we were talking on the show, like Kanuman says, dozens of us. We're down to 44, guys. We're good. Everything's fine. I talked on the show on Wednesday night, Maddie, because I think that you should I think you should stream first of all for the show, for the games that you play. And I also said, don't take this the wrong way, that if you wore a shirt with like your fucking boobies hanging out, like you would probably get more super chats, right?
I say that to my friends a lot. I'm like, yo, I could get a lot of views if I just threw on a tank top and played Fortnite.
But why don't you do like honestly what? So hold on, before I get too deep into this. So I got an intern that works for me named Henry, right? He's a junior just like you at Auburn.
Okay.
And I told him, I said, I've been trying to tell Maddie, my daughter, to fucking stream. He goes, how old is she? I said, she's a junior. He goes, I don't know, man. That's a lot to ask. I wouldn't want to put myself out there like that.
Yeah.
So, like, he was on your side here.
Yeah.
But
I'm not against streaming. I've told you that. It's just like, I honestly don't think I have anything super special to offer, you know?
Well, let's be honest here. Okay, so you're pretty good at the game, right?
I'm not that good.
Okay, you're not that good. Okay. But you're really good at Brawl Stars.
Like, I don't compete in tournaments or anything.
But you're good at Brawl Stars, right?
I mean, yeah.
Could you compete in a tournament in Brawl Stars, you think?
I don't know, maybe. Like a really, like, not a pro one.
So when I asked you before, I said, how many girls stream Brawl Stars? You said there was one.
I only know of one.
One. So you could be...
But there aren't that many people that want to watch a stream of Brawl Stars. Like...
Well, how good are you?
Ayo, chat. Who wants to watch a Brawl Stars live stream? Nobody. That's what I'm saying. So, like, it would have to be Fortnite. So I would have to just, like, get better.
What, are you better? Like,
I mean, I'm better than I was 2 weeks ago, but I'm not
how
as
long
good.
did you start?
Like 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
I just
okay,
got the
shit.
Switch like 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Okay, word.
Yeah, I literally played my first Fortnite game like 3 weeks ago.
Let's see. Chip says I should rent a condo at Phoenix on the Bay. Where the fuck is that, Maddie?
Oh, I know. You know what that is. That's
Fuck
just
no, I don't.
Condos on the bay.
He says Mads and friends can enjoy the condo and make a rundown guest appearance.
Yeah. Mad Dog and Co.
Are you? What is your name? I forgot what it was.
Mad Dog 300.
Mad Dog.
And it was already taken on Fortnite, so I had to add a period to the end of it.
Well, hold on. Mad Dog 300 was taken already?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Somebody's trying to steal my identity.
Solo Tigre says I watch streams for Web 3 games a few times a week, Mandy. What does that mean?
Huh?
Web 3 games? Do you know what the fuck that means?
Web 3?
I don't know what that means.
Uh-oh. I don't either.
I don't either.
I need to learn more lingo.
Here's what I think you need to do. This is your dad talking to you. Find a game that you're really good at that's popular, and then fucking have your boobies hanging out, and then you get super chats. Like, it's that simple. You're gonna be good.
Yeah, true.
I mean, you're a cute girl. I understand right now you're in school, you're a Kyo and all that kind of stuff, but like maybe a year from now, like maybe not as much. Like
What?
Well, I mean, what I mean
Wait,
is like
what are you asking? I didn't.
I think you could make a career out of this. I think you'd be really good at it.
Are you for real?
Yes.
Dad.
This is not a career. This is just not a gig.
Like, there's no way.
At worst, it's a good side hustle, and at best, it's like your actual job.
Dad.
No.
For me to have... She would never... Courtney's not down with that.
Courtney is down with that. Her husband doesn't.
No, she is
Her
not.
husband does this for a living.
Not the primary source of income.
Yeah, this isn't what you do full time.
I mean, I run auburnsports.com, but I mean, like...
Well, yeah. I'm not running anything. I'm just playing Fortnite.
I know, but like, there's not that many girls that do that really well, you know?
You
I don't do it really well.
Yeah, I don't know Fortnite at all. I
I
never
don't know.
played it.
I'll look into it for you, Dad.
Have you thought about playing FIFA?
Yeah, it's been a thought.
There's one girl I know that streams FIFA, and she makes a ton of money. Her name's Fangs, and she's not even good, Maddie. You're better than she is. AU256 says Maddie needs to get on Twitch. She'd get a ton of subs.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, Twitch. If I streamed, I would stream on Twitch.
Obviously, man, that's where all the ballers are. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For sure.
I completely agree with that.
I'd be viewing on Twitch. Like, if I'm bored, I'm like, let me watch something.
Hornatius says Maddie needs to hook up with my nerdy-ass son on Fortnite. He would super chat her using our credit card without our permission. Maddie, thoughts?
That's funny. I like that.
Hornatius says, find a niche you love. Maddie? Hornatius says, let's drop. Wow. Locked On is, of course, one of our...
let's drop.
He's one of our Warzone legends. Hey, I've only played with your boyfriend like once on a Warzone.
Well, yeah, because he doesn't play Warzone.
What does he play?
He plays like Vanguard and... what are the
Vanguard's
other ones?
That's old news, man.
What are the other ones?
I don't know.
He played... Modern Warfare 2.
I've been playing that too.
2 or 3. I don't know.
I say some pretty rude. You know, your dad. I'm 50 years old, but I got banned recently, Maddie, for calling somebody a bad word.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
I don't want to say what that word is, but I'll say it right now. Man. But the good news is that my friends are locked on. When we talk on what is it called, Discord, then that's not moderated by Xbox, so I can say whatever I want there. Yeah, we've got 39 people on now, guys.
It's time to wrap it up.
After a high of 225, I think.
It's time to wrap it up.
Nice.
Maddie,
Uh-oh.
do you feel like you've killed the show?
What do you mean by kill?
No, you definitely augmented the show. The problem is everybody's got shit to do tonight. I mean, it's a Saturday night. We're going out and doing whatever we're going to do. Hey, is there any way we could not go to Prattville?
Jay, you need to get off the air.
We can chat about this later.
Please?
Get off the mic.
What? Who what? All right, is it getting... It's about that time? Wait, hold on. Turtle said he called me a man-thought? Maddie, what's a man-thought?
Ho.
What'd you say?
A hoe.
Courtney's back on the mic now. A hoe? A man-thought? We can definitely get to 1 o'clock. Kanuman says we can get to 1 o'clock.
One light's already out.
Solo Tigre says, yeah, we don't have a lot of viewers, but the quality of the remaining viewers is next level. I would agree with that completely. J.O. says, Pa? Cordy, is that you, or Maddie, is that you? Who's Pa? P.A.?
It's time to go.
Wants to go, and Blake R. says, oh, man, it's our least favorite part of the show. Is this when Courtney tells us all to go? Break up the show?
Night. I already turned out one light.
What light did you turn out?
This one.
Hey, Maddie, what have you got to do?
It's time to go.
Hey, can you give Maddie the mic again?
Nope.
Please?
Nope. Time to go.
Seriously, give her the mic.
Keep your feet on the ground.
Wait, what are we doing? Hornatius is 1 a.m. Pacific, Courtney. He thinks we're going to like 3 a.m. Central.
Good night, all.
All right, guys. We'll probably wrap it up there. So I'm going to put a poll up in the bunker about what we want to do for the SEC tournament games. If we want to do a live show, I can't really do live, but like I don't mind being on here with you guys. But whatever you guys want to do, we'll talk about it on the bunker. But one way or another, we'll get going either Wednesday or Thursday in the SEC tournament. So until then, keep your feet on the ground, keep reaching for the stars. Make great decisions out there tonight. I've made great decisions myself. Would you agree? Yes. All right, great. And we'll see you guys then. Until then, peace, love, make great decisions, have fun. Love you guys. Peace.